well, we're all good to go then, so let's just get right into it. There we are. Come on, load up. That's the wrong fucking thing. God damn it. Welcome to another game of Skyfall 5e, everybody. It's good to have you. How was the week? I've already heard a little bit.
Not good.
Yep, it's a real shitty week. Well, maybe you guys won't TPK tonight, so we can...
Ooh, Steam just went down.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. Did you get in? In time?
No.
Well, it didn't.
Okay, well, you know, don't get into any combat, you know, for the next little while. Steam does its maintenance. So, anyway, it's good to have you guys back, and let's just see what you guys got up to last time. Oh yeah, you successfully managed to save your party members who were taken away to that little frog encampment, and then taken to the road. You made it back into Vossnux, and have recently found out that a good number of letters have arrived since your time being gone. A couple of which were rather interesting. So with all of you gathered around the table there, with Fraildas nearby and the letters in your hands, what do you want to do? I'll hand it over to you guys.
I think when we cut it out, I was still super jacked that that you wanted us to work on that airship, right? Has Mackinac understood the magnitude?
I don't know if he has.
Yeah.
Mackinac,
I think he would.
you get this. This is amazing. An airship it's the greatest technological creation that's not you.
That is a fairly accurate statement, Coalcoat.
The robot likes compliments.
This is big.
This is quite an unusual opportunity that presents itself to us.
Well, we are quite skilled individuals, if I do say so myself.
We are. We should attempt to contact Vivechi at the earliest possible opportunity to accept the offer.
I would definitely like to have a conversation with him.
Ah, yes, perhaps some info about that golden dart. We have the ring to return to him. Fraildus, was there one more letter there from the guard you said?
He goes over and shows you the letter, and yeah, sure enough, you see that there's a total of 3. So one of them is from Fovechi regarding the airship. Another one appears to be for work involving a damaged cart, and the last one is a note from the guard.
Can I take a look at the one from the guard?
Sure. The note is written in familiar handwriting, and after going over the first couple of words, you immediately recognize that this was sent to you by your friend in the guard. And it seems that the captain has called upon the two of you, and or sorry, not the two of you, upon your group, and offered you more work with them, and that you'll have to speak with him personally.
What time of day is it right now?
It is... it's mid-afternoon. You guys had come into the city, I think, right around, like, when lunchtime was starting.
I'll just look around at everybody. Well, it would be nice to get some rest, but I suppose not knowing when our next time skip might happen, it might be best to speak with some of these letter writers while we still have the time today.
I was thinking the same thing.
I also agree. We should unload the cart first, and then most likely speak to Vivechi.
Ah, yes, Fraildus, care to give us a hand and load everything into the shop?
He kind of turns over and just gives you a nod, and opens the door and goes to just kind of pull all the gear out. You guys had managed to recover, I think, pretty much everything, right? Like, the frogs didn't steal anything that you weren't able to get back.
The stuff that we got rid of was from that group.
That had taken some things.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we already took it off the list.
So he goes over, and if you guys help him, you know, he'll carry this big sort of wooden metallic portion of the cannon chassis there, and all the other stuff that you managed to get, all the clothes, the noble clothing that you had managed to pick up, and just kind of works that into the back room. Now, does somebody have the guard captain's name on hand?
I have it somewhere, just let me find it. You know how great these notes can be sometimes.
Because it appears that I forgot to jot that down myself, so...
That's funny. I have a lot of notes, but I do not have anything on the guard captain. I just
I'm
checked.
trying to remember if he gave us his name.
I remember he
pretty
went
sure
by
I have
captain
it.
for a long time, but I think that he gave it to you.
I'm stupid and haven't been writing in my regular book, so it's like this pad of paper, so I keep taking the sheets off, and it's so fucking unorganized now. What is his name? Can't find it, fuck.
It's alright. We can always give him a new name if that's the case.
We can just change it back if I find it out, right?
Now let's see here. Damn, yeah, I don't know. Let me,
Oh! Ragriff.
Ragraf. Alright, that sounds about
Ragraf.
right. So, Ragraf has given you a formal summons, and seems to want to talk to you guys. It doesn't say that it's urgent or that you have to, but he mentions that if you're looking to do more work for the guard, there's an opportunity, and that you can come and speak to him and find him at his regular guard house whenever.
As long as the group's cool with it, I assume that we'd probably just head to whichever one of them was closest, like on the way.
Sure.
Like if the guard place is on the way to Favecci's, might stop by, but we definitely have to see Favecci.
I'd say Favecci's is probably closer. You could go by there. So, what's up, Erlebald?
No, nothing. I was about to say that sounds good.
Okay. So, packing everything up, Fraildes, bids you adieu, and everybody heads on out and starts to wander through the city streets, making their way over for Favecci's shop. And when you guys get there, the guards recognize you, move out of the way, and when you step in, you see the man behind the counter, and he looks up, and his face turns to one of an excited smile as he sees you all approach. And he says, "Ah, it's good to have you all back. How was the trip? It took quite a while, did it not? It's been some time."
The trip was, well, it had its difficulties, to say the least.
Well, did you manage to find the ship? Was it, did the map turn out?
As he mentions that, I will take Calcy's ring out of one of the package bags, whatever, out of my bandolier, and hand it over to him. I did manage to find this.
Ah. So it is how I thought it was. Well, that's fine. I've already done my mourning. It's good to have something to remember him. I believe I owe you payment for this. And he goes and turns around and starts to fiddle and pulls out a bag of, what was that? I think it's 200, if I'm not mistaken. Give me a quick sec here. He hands you a bag with 200 gold in it.
Well, thank you very much, Favecci.
Yeah.
It is appreciated.
It's no problem. I'm glad to have this. It's a small price to pay for such closure. Now, but that wasn't the only thing. Did you find any other goods at the site? Was there something to recover, or?
Well, we did manage to find part of a cannon.
And a lot of frogs.
Yes, many, many frogs. We actually were attacked while we were there, and at the ambush, it caught us off guard, and myself and Magnar, we were captured. Most of our journey was actually trying to escape these monsters.
Well, I'm happy to see that you're all alive. Wait.
Not quite all of us. Unfortunately, our our dear friend Gaius did not make it.
He gives you a solemn nod, and, you know, he looks like he's kind of treading lightly there, and he says, well, I'm sorry for your loss. That's very unfortunate.
Well, we know you understand our pain, what with Colsey being lost as well.
The world is a dangerous place. That's what I would expect.
Yes, question for you. Has there been any news of any giant frog monsters around anywhere?
Not that I know of. It's a strange question to ask.
Yes, well, you see, one of these frog creatures, I don't quite understand yet. I'd like to do some research into it, but it somehow managed to summon some strange creature out of a planar portal.
That doesn't sound good.
Yes, it seems that on our search for the airship, we stumbled upon something even more strange in the jungle. The portal is still there.
Well, the jungles of the south are very dangerous. Perhaps this creature will simply meet its end in there.
It's pretty big. Like, bigger than airship size big.
Oh. Huh.
Well, not the giant ones, but some of them, the smaller ones.
You can see he looks kind of worried and sort of like looks out the window and looks back at you guys and says, you don't,
Oh, it went south. It went south.
Oh, okay, well. Nothing to the south.
It's perhaps a loose end to tie up at another time.
Maybe. I don't mean to call you liars, but it does sound a bit like a fairy tale.
Well, great souls are fairy tales too, aren't they? At least to some.
Yeah, but that keeps happening, and the giant frog, not so much.
I really hope that's the only time it happens.
For what reason would we lie to you?
No, I'm just saying perhaps it was maybe a trick or some illusion or something, you know.
It squashed the man that summoned it.
Oh.
And the rest of the frogs. I had to run with Lenry for quite a while.
Perhaps tell the guard at some point today.
Ah, yes. At least they can be on the lookout for it.
Doesn't sound like it would be tough to find.
Probably not. Especially if you had an airship, which is the second reason we come here today.
Ah, yes.
Third reason.
Third reason. Sorry, Earl. My apologies.
Oh, you wanted that information on the dart.
Of course.
Well, now that you've brought me this, I am happy to tell you both. There was something that I heard regarding this dart and its possible location, but it's a little bit out of the way, just a bit.
Matters not to me. I'll get it eventually.
Now you say that, but it's not exactly in this realm.
Oh?
Yes.
What do you mean?
I have a few groups that do this sort of work for me. They go out and get expensive items, and I find buyers for them. And you know, you've done very well with the ring, but I know some other people that take on other jobs for me. And one of them mentioned hearing tale of a golden dart from a group of natives in the jungle. Not this jungle though. The jungle's far away in Sildshaw.
Where on the map is Solcha?
It's over here.
Oh,
I'll get you a new map marker.
wonderful.
Oh, when I thought he said not this realm, I thought he meant like a different plane of existence.
I know, I was really excited. I'm like, oh, sweet, we're definitely gonna get it then.
So it's somewhere in there.
Would we know much about Silcha?
I would say, does anybody have nature?
I do.
Earl has nature.
I do too.
Lenry, did you manage to get into tabletop?
No, it's not letting me in.
Would somebody kindly roll for him?
I had +4 to it.
Do you want Earl and I to roll as well?
If you have nature, go for it. Yeah.
You.
Wonderful. I got it from Arcane Archer.
That was gonna be an 18. 13.
8.
So
I
if
will
you
roll for proxy, I guess.
okay.
Oh!
Oh, you're killing it, Lenry.
23.
Welcome.
Okay. So you guys don't know much. You're aware that there are jungles over there, and as adventurers, you've heard rumors about the other realms, and you've seen them represented on your map, but you don't actually know a whole lot about the place. Lenry, you do actually have a little bit of knowledge on the labyrinth jungles. They are reputed to be changing, and the trees shift and move themselves, and all expedition groups that travel through it report having a very difficult time getting anywhere because the land itself seems to change, and you basically have to chart your course through them much the same way that a sailor would, using the stars, because none of the paths are identical after a night's sleep. And you also know that Steelwind has made attempts to build roads into it, and the roads just spontaneously are either damaged or removed, or some sections just disappear entirely out of nowhere. So the idea of finding anything in there seems crazy.
Can I insight check Favechi?
Sure.
Just for legitimacy of the information he's getting.
Go for it.
Fuck! That was almost an 18. Yeah, that's just an 8.
He seems to be telling the truth, though you really can't be sure. At least what he believes to be the truth. He is telling you what somebody else told him.
Could you give us the names of the group that you sent out, or is there confidentiality there?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I can't tell you who they were. I know that they're trustworthy. I've done work with them for 8-9 years now. It's been some time.
Are they mercenaries for hire, or are they a personal group of yours?
They started as mercenaries, but they've kind of become more of an adventuring group now. More on the hunting down things and less on just killing people.
Good to know, thank you.
Now, there was something else. Did you get my note about the airship?
We most certainly did.
So exciting. I have... he's a friend. A bit insane, but very smart. And he's currently working on a project and has started building his own airship, but doesn't have all the help. And I said, well, I know a few mechanics in town, and they might be able to work for low pay, because he's, he doesn't have a lot of money on him. And figured maybe you could learn something from him. He used to be a mechanic on, what was it, one of the other airships, and has started building his own now.
Well, I know I would love the chance to work on an airship.
Yes, it could be rather interesting. It's just, keep in mind, he can't exactly pay you what it is that most airship owners would pay for that sort of help. Then again, at least it's getting your foot in the door. You could say you worked on an airship. That'd be something.
Well, of course, someone that has the ability to work on an airship, that's a rare breed.
Mm-hmm.
Very useful around these parts.
So if you wish to help, I can show you where the ship is and introduce you, and you can go and see him.
Well, I would love to. I know my mechanically inclined friend here would like to come along as well. Right, Mackinac?
That is correct, Colcoat.
And the rest of you?
Well, sounds interesting.
Well, it's okay. I mean, I thought of your shop and how, you managed to help me with a few other things, so I figured it might be a good idea. I'm sure there's other help if the two of you aren't enough for the work he needs done.
Well, we can always see what he's looking for. Earl is here more for the muscle than he is for the mechanics. You should see this man, stone cold frog killer.
Possibly. Well, I certainly appreciate the offer, regardless.
Well, it is what it is. If you want to meet him, just tell me and I'll see if I can find some time, can close shop for a few minutes and get something to eat and introduce you to him. His name's Kip, and you can't miss him. He's about yay tall. And you see when he does this, he puts his hand like 3 feet off the ground. And he says, yellow eyes, he's very peculiar.
Well, Earl, Lenry, would you like to come down to that, or perhaps talk with the guard? I know we've got some of those goods that we brought back we could look to sell as well.
I still want to see what you found. You did promise that I would get the first pick if you'd found anything.
Well, we can... If you'd like to show us to Kip, you could always come by the shop and see what we've managed to bring.
We'll do it all at once. Kip will understand. I'll finish some things here, and how about I catch you at your shop in a few hours or something like that?
Oh yes, absolutely. We'll be there. Unless we're not, which means we've disappeared, and
I
point to my
understand.
chest.
Possibly, yes.
He extends a handshake to you guys.
I'll shake his hand.
Yeah. Thank you very much. You've been very, very helpful, and I'm extremely pleased to have this ring now. And I'm sorry for your loss, but maybe we can do more work in the future.
Oh, we'd love to.
Do you guys shake
we
his hand?
appreciate the information.
Yep, shake his hand.
Yes.
Okay. And after that, he gives you guys kind of a salute, and it looks like he starts to clean things on his desk as he starts to get ready.
Right, as we turn to head out to tell Earl. Oh, it's a lead, Earl.
Definitely.
Find that dart. It's a long ways away, but we'll find it.
Eventually. Might be a few years before I decide to head out there, but it's definitely the goal.
Yeah,
Now,
I don't know
should
if
we
can...
head over to the guard now?
Okay, give me a second.
Probably the best to do.
Can I invite... Did you get that invite, Koala?
I'll be back in a second.
No, I did not.
Huh.
But I'm online.
I could restart tabletop, but... Is Steam still doing maintenance?
No, it should be over.
Okay. While Relics BRB, we're going to do a quick 5-minute break and see if we can restart tabletop and get Koala in here. So we'll be right back. We're just going to... Technical difficulties here for a moment.
Alright.
There we go. Alright, I'm going to restart the room, guys.
You need to get like a blue screen that you can throw up on the stream when you're having technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Well, they don't normally show up.
There we go. Let's see. Let's restart tabletop. Okay, room's back up.
There it is.
Perfect. Also, Twitch chat says don't die to frogs.
We will try and avoid it as much as we can.
Yeah, if we die to frogs in this session, we've really fucked up.
I
Oh.
managed to kill the big frog though. That'd be pretty good.
Also, it looks like corporate wants to avoid as much overtime as possible. So I still may just be able to play on throughout the travel.
Oh, that's cool. Alright. There we go. Come on. Come on, load it up. You shitty little... There it is. Alright.
I still won't know for sure until like the first day of that, but
Oh, that would be good. If that's actually how it turns out.
I know we're starting at like 8 a.m. every day.
Yeah. Okay. So you guys head out and leave Fovecchi's behind, and you're headed for the guard, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Now, as you guys get over there, I'd like perception checks from the lot of you.
Nine.
Oh,
16.
6.
Okay.
10.
So, with that 16, while you guys are wandering along Mackinac, you notice something different about the city. It's subtle, but it almost seems cleaner. Like, you don't see as many of those sort of undercity types wandering around.
When you said cleaner, I thought it was like literally cleaner.
Probably a little bit of that, too.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe Falone's absence has in fact improved the quality of the city.
Well, it certainly couldn't have hurt the city.
Ah, see, we take a little pride in the place we live, and it's turning around already.
Meanwhile, anyone who's watching Monday or Thursday group.
Oh man.
Oh god, I heard the end of Thursday. That was fucking
I
awful.
still didn't understand it. I'm just watching it and everyone's dead. It's just fucking cannibals everywhere. Or whatever's going on.
So, as you guys get over towards the guardhouse there, you can see outside that Ragref is talking with some of the other guards, and he breaks away from their conversation, leaving them to continue training with some of the dummies outside. And when he runs up to you guys, he says, "You're back! Finally!"
Yes, a long journey. Difficult one, but we are back.
I have exciting news. If that is, of course, if you're here for the letter. It's not something else, is it? It's the letter that you're here for?
Well, we have a bit of information, but mainly the letter.
Okay, well, let's get the small stuff out of the way first. What is it?
Well, as you know, we left the city for a while. We went on an expedition into the jungle, and we were ambushed by a group of frog people. There was a battle, and one of us died. Gaius.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Now, this might seem a bit of an odd question, but have you heard anything of a gigantic frog creature?
Excuse
Big
me?
as a building.
No, I haven't.
Well, during the fight at the village, one of the frogs summoned it from a plant. What was it called again? He just sort of looks over to Colcoat.
A planar portal.
Hmm.
Who
As
was
big
heading
as a
south.
house.
Gigantic.
South.
Maybe a few houses stuck together.
Where were you exactly? In the jungle, that is?
I'll pull out a map and point. I believe it was in this area over here.
Oh, jeez. That's not small news at all. Wait here for a moment. And he turns and runs into the guardhouse.
As he's going, it was going south, if that helps.
He just kind of gives you a wave as he disappears into the guard building.
Shoot, we should have asked about the job first.
Yes, let's not let them forget about it.
Now, after a moment, he comes back, and when he does, after opening the door, you see what looks like a few other guards that kind of hurriedly run off into the street. And he steps back over to you and he says, can you give me any more details on this thing? What did it look like? How big exactly was it?
Was about 30 feet across. 20, 30. It was gigantic. It could.
It could eat a man with its tongue in a single bite.
Was it like a natural frog, or was it...
Oh no. No, it was some sort of weird demon frog.
demonic? Okay.
Like we said, it came out of a portal. We did not dare to venture inside this portal ourselves.
There have been
Frankly, I
reports
didn't
of
want to
strange
die.
happenings around Fort Trajan for a while, and I'm hoping this isn't related, but it might be.
That is
I'm going to say it probably.
unsettling.
Hopefully this information helps. Frog demon. Strange.
I doubt it would have. Alicia, just table talk real quick. The forts are fighting off the Yuan Ti.
Yes.
Alright. I just want to make sure. I doubt the frog would side with the Yuan Ti or anything like that. It ate the frogs that summoned it just in the snap.
Well, whatever it was, if it's a demon, it's not good for us. I'll see if we can hunt this thing down. Maybe somebody knows what's going on.
Well, and if we manage to hear anything else, I don't think we're exactly responsible, as the frogs are the ones that summoned it, but I do feel that if we can help in any way, we would like to.
Well, actually, that reminds me. Somewhat related to what I wanted to mention. You remember the sting that we did with Falone a while back?
Of course.
So I know that was a long time ago, but the guard has been doing much better since those days, and the city's been better for it, and with Falone gone, we've used his list to track down a few more people, and the city is turning a new leaf, and, well, I've been formally offered a special kind of funding for the group responsible, and I could have given this to some of the guard, but obviously the majority of the work was done by yourselves, so I thought I'd offer it to you first.
Well, thank you. We really appreciate that.
Now, it comes with a catch, but it would be a way to continue doing more of what you're doing. If you're interested in fighting off the undercity elements, not so much in Vostok now that things are cleaned up, but some of the neighboring cities, this would be a great way to do it.
It's
So look at the group.
definitely something to think over.
So, this is the peculiars of it, though. The offering can only go to somebody who is a part of the Imperial forces. So one of you is going to have to either become a guardsman or a soldier in order to get this. Now, it doesn't have to be the whole group, though that would help, but as long as there's at least one of you, I can put in the request. And then if it passes, you'll formally become your own squad and take missions directly from the military.
Rollerball just doesn't hide his dissatisfaction with that at all. Just a deep frown on his face.
He looks at you and he says, "What's wrong? This is every citizen's dream."
Well, safe city is a safe us, but it is a lot to think over.
He gives you a look and then kind of looks to the rest of the party and then looks back at you and he says, "You've got a girl in town, don't you?"
Excuse me?
With hair like that, I'm not surprised. Well, if you don't want to take the job, that's fine. But I thought I would offer it to you guys first.
Oh, we have not made the decision yet. I wonder, we do still run our own business, and Table Talk, have we told this guy we're great souls?
I thought we did.
Okay.
I don't
Sure.
think so.
You guys
Or,
can
yeah.
say that you have if you want.
I
Yeah,
thought we
I
told him when we were still locked in the cell.
So Ragref and Fovechi
Probably,
know.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And with the whole great soul thing, we can disappear from time to time. I just wonder what exactly our responsibility to the city or to the Imperium would be.
Well, the Great Soul thing is complicated. I would include that on the report. But if they accept it, then they'll know full well the complications. In return, you can expect that they'll pay you well. The military always gets its pay, and they'll probably outfit you as well. You can expect to have at least a soldier's gear at the ready whenever you need for these jobs. I don't know where they'll be. They haven't briefed me on what your first missions will be, but it's an exciting opportunity if you want it. If you want it.
Definitely something to think over. Would it be possible to just become a guardsman that stays here in Voxanox?
Well, like I said, you have to first get into the Empire's forces before you can take on this extra responsibility. But once you do, I doubt they're going to keep you here in town. Now, if you want to join the Guard, I've seen what you can do, and I'd be happy to put in a recommendation there, Erlebald.
No, I was thinking more for Fraildas if he were interested. That would be a lot simpler if he could be a guard at the city. But
Yeah, would that count if our employee came and was part of the guard? He's quite the fighter. You saw him there on the raid against Falone.
he threw a sword like the best of them.
He pauses for a moment, and it looks like he's not entirely sure who it is that you're talking about. And he says, "Was that your assistant?"
Yes, Freldis.
Oh, the
He's
one
a
with the
great
shield.
boy.
Yes.
Call him a mere assistant. He charged through there and didn't take a single wound. Killed
Well,
2 men.
He did fight valiantly. I just don't remember seeing him with you all the time. Sorry, I wasn't aware that your group was bigger than it normally is when you come to speak with me.
How's the mission?
Well, if you're looking to get him work with the Guard, I could certainly put in a good word for him. And if you wanted to use him as your way to get this recommendation, you certainly could. Is he a great soul as well? He kind of whispers to you.
Yeah, he is not, so he can be here as he needs to be.
Hmm.
And he comes with a group of great souls with him.
Well, that would also work. It's up to you. You can't accept it unless somebody joins, but if you don't want to, I can understand. It will be a lot of travel, I imagine.
Have you checked if Illusion's set on private right now?
What?
Oh, never mind. Good luck.
What was that?
See out of nowhere?
Oh my god, I'm still trying to learn everyone's voices, and I heard that and I was so confused.
I think he thought
Jackson?
Koala
What?
was still trying to get into the room.
Oh, I see. And I thought that was Daxon for some reason. Oh man, I'm still not used to everyone's voices.
It's alright. You gotta just hang out here more often.
Would it be alright if we gave you an answer on it in the morning, perhaps? Let
No
us speak to
problem.
Freyadessen amongst ourselves.
If it goes long enough and I don't hear anything, I will handpick some of my best and offer it to them. And knowing my men, well, I don't mean to be insulting, but they're not gonna be wishy-washy about it like you guys have been. So I'm sure they'll take it the moment it happens. But if you get to me before that, then I am absolutely willing to put in a report for you.
It's not that we don't want it, just... Well, we have other endeavors that we're also involved in. I myself had a bit of a vision while I was in the jungle under the effects of poison. I'm destined for great things for Titan.
I'd like
Any
the group
plans
to
in
make
the
an
works?
insight check.
Oh, that's a big one.
Modified 20.
Oh wait, do I have +0? Oh, +2. Oh, unmodified 20. Or no, modified 20. My bad.
Okay. I would say most of you then... Wait, all the rolls are rather high. You all notice that Ragref is a little bit put off by this, and you get the sense that the fact that you guys aren't quite as excited about this offering has sort of put him on the back foot, and he wasn't expecting it. Like he was kind of thinking that you guys would be elated and everything, and instead have been like, oh well, maybe kind of thing.
Okay, if we notice that, I'll just try to reassure him a little bit. We have a chance right now to work on an airship. I know you living in the city understand what a grand creation that is, and it doesn't come along every day.
He gives you a nod. Well, that's really something.
But being a member of the guard, soldiers for this place would also be something.
Well,
A safe city is definitely a safe us. This whole thing is not something we should just cast aside, Colcoat.
Oh, of course not.
oh, I'm
Would we be free to still go about our business and have journeys outside of the city if we're part of the guard?
well, once as far as I understand, this special squad would be doing jobs here and there. I don't know how much downtime you'll have.
Well, people with a business to run, that is. Definitely going to be a factor in our decision making.
That's true. You would probably have to leave that to somebody else. That would be a lot to give up. I suppose I was a bit short-sighted on that. In any case, I should get back to my work. You think it over, and if you have an answer for me soon, just, well, you know where to find me.
Erlebald holds out his hand for a handshake.
Sure, he shakes your hand. Good luck out there.
You too.
And he turns to go.
Well, once we get back, I suppose we need to talk to Freldis and see if, well, he'd rather be part of the guard or if he can help run the business.
It's definitely something to think on, but I wouldn't want to send him around the world alone.
Yes, that is true. Well, shall we head back to the shop and, I guess, run it by him while we wait for Favecci to come by?
Yes.
Okay. You guys head back and gradually make it into your shop. And, Fraildas is nearby. It looks like he's just kind of eating a piece of bread and reading over something.
Freldis, how goes it?
It's going well. How about you?
Well, it's been a good day back in the city so far.
Much
Things
better
seem
than
to be turning around here.
Good to be home.
Definitely. Traildogs. We recently received an offer. Now, we don't want to pressure you into this, but do you have any wanting to become a guard, let's say?
He kind of puts down the paper that he's got in his hand. That's a strange question. I mean, maybe?
Well, you see, we've received an offer from a friend, the guard captain. We could potentially join the guard or the military and form a type of task force for them, but that would leave us without someone here to run the shop. So you'd either need to do that, or the other option would be that you could potentially join the city guard. We wanted to check which one of these two scenarios you might be more inclined towards.
He shakes his head. What? What are you asking me?
Well,
Do you not want me to watch the shop anymore?
no, not that at all. We're just asking if you, I don't know.
Well,
Some
see, the-
people want to travel the world, some people want to find darts, and maybe you wanted to become a guard. We couldn't have known. That's why we're asking.
Oh, well, I didn't think about that. Perhaps the military would have things available to us to make it easier to find it. I'm sorry,
Tabletop
side
illusion.
plot.
This is more like volunteer guardsmen, not like full guardsmanship.
What do you mean?
It's like,
Like this squad thing, or just making him a guard?
no, like the squad offer that the captain gave us. It's not like we're sort of like contract mercenaries, but under the
Yes.
guise of the guards.
Yeah.
It's not like we're actually guardsmen. It's just like the guardsmen have authorized us as extra help.
Yeah, you need somebody from your group has to be a member so that you can accept the job. But once you're actually in it, you would be not, expected to stand around and watch the streets or whatever. You'd be given specific jobs by the military.
Okay.
I personally would prefer you here working at the shop, but if this is really something you're interested in,
We just want to
Who am
give
I
you
to
the
say
option,
no?
Freldis. If you'd like, the other option is just that we might be not in the city as often, and you just need to take a bigger role in the business, which you've proven yourself quite capable of.
Well, I don't think... I don't really know how any of this works. And you see he kind of motions over towards the machines and things like that. So I don't really know about that. I can fight. Like,
Well, for the business, you don't necessarily need to fix the things. Just handle the comings and goings.
well,
More like you've been doing now, just more responsibility. We might not be around as often.
well, I can take the letters and stuff. I can do that.
Perhaps we can teach you things like simple repairs. This wagon job, that might be one for us to start on.
I could try it.
It's funny. I still don't know how to do any of the simple repairs. I'm
Oh, you're coming to the
Please,
wagon
it's
job
frail
too,
enough.
Arrow. You're coming to the wagon job too.
That sounds like
You
A
too,
pleasure.
Landry. Everybody. We'll all fix the wagon.
well.
Maybe.
First, maybe the airship. Well, I mean, if you insist, we can't just ignore the airship.
Oh, no. We must see the airship.
Don't know how much help I'll be.
Wait, did you guys say that I could work for the guard? They know I was a thief, right?
I don't think so.
Oh.
Unless you were arrested by them. Would they recognize you as a thief?
No, I've never been caught. I just figured that... I don't know.
Really, I'm not the biggest fan of this business. Being locked down to being sent places isn't as good for us, I think, as maintaining this business of ours.
Well, I'm not really sure what you guys want of me, but I could try and learn more stuff in the shop, and I also wouldn't mind doing guard stuff, but I don't think that they would take me.
Would you want to do guard stuff?
Sure, I'd try it.
Mackinac, Landry, what are your thoughts?
I still think he's too young to take on stuff.
Well, you saw me. I can fight.
How old is Fraildas, by the way?
You're not actually sure how old he is, but he looks like he's anywhere from like 14 to 16 years old.
Oh.
He might be able to fight, but that doesn't mean that you're ready.
And sending him off on his own is bound to lead to unfortunate situations.
Well, would everyone be willing to try out this military thing? It could open up doors for us.
Did you guys talk to some soldiers recently?
Yes.
It was the note from the guards that you had given to us.
Oh, I didn't read the inside.
Well, we appreciate that. I guess if you're going to be more involved, feel free, unless it's specifically addressed to an individual. If it's to the shop, by all means.
Okay, well, I'll try. I still don't get every word.
Oh shit. Was it Gaius? God damn. Did any of us even know, it's our table talk, did any of us even know that he's not great with the words?
I think so. I think
Gaius
that
was teaching him, right?
Yeah, Gaius
You
was
would notice him
teaching
teaching him, no?
I'd say that you guys are probably aware, yeah, because I don't think guys would have been hidden with it. So after a while, you'd realize that he's illiterate.
Well, we'll all chip in. We'll teach you how to read the letters, how to fix a wagon. It's all easy enough once you get the hang of it.
Okay.
I know how to take Mackinar's arm and legs off now. We can attach those and reattach them if you'll let us.
I would prefer you not practice that activity.
He
I'll
smiles
just whisper
and
to
chuckles.
Fraildas. We'll do it when he's sleeping. Disengaged.
He gives you a nod. So the group has some decisions to make.
Mm-hmm.
going with the guard would probably mean that we can't work on the airship, correct?
I guess it just depends what kind of work and where it's going to send us. Before we decide, I guess we can go and take a look at this airship. We do have until tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. We should probably be, what's the word? Segmenting our activities day by day. If we have a time skip when we were supposed to do something simple the next day, it would be an inconvenience.
Now, while you guys are there talking about this, you notice a couple people walking outside your shop, and you realize that it's Fovechi, and he's got with him a very, very short person wearing a cloak and hood that obfuscates your ability to see him. And there are a couple of Fovechi's guards around as well, and they kind of post up in the nearby area as he comes over and opens the door. And as he steps in, he looks to you all and he goes, Kip, these are my friends, Catman Robotics. They could potentially do some help for you, and you don't have to pay them too much either. And you see the guy reaches up and pulls away his hood, and you see what looks like a combination between a gnome and a tiefling. It's like this little demon baby thing. And he's like 3 feet tall, and he has like yellow cat's eyes, and his teeth are all like really sharp razors. And you see what looks like not full horns, but almost like nubs kind of along his forehead that go in these little ridges. And he looks over and goes, "Hey!"
Hello.
And he runs over and extends a handshake to you, Erlebald. It's a pleasure to meet you. What's name's Kip.
He takes the hand. I'm Earl.
Good to meet you, Earl. And who's this bucket of bolts?
I extend my hand. I am Makinar Automatia. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Kip.
Oh, and he talks too. Good, good. Yeah, pleasure to meet you, miss.
Hello, my name is Leonard.
Kip, charmed, and yourself. And he kind of comes over to you there, Coalcoat.
I'm Coalcoat. And I'll extend the hand out.
It's good to meet you. And you, sir. And you see Fraildas extends his hand and shakes and goes, Fraildas. And, well, it's good to meet you all. Anyway, my friend already tell you what's going on? Fovechi already give you the news?
Yes, he said that you've got an airship to work on. I know Mackinac and I are very interested.
Yeah, it's in rough shape, but if you know your way around some machines, he didn't even tell me that one of you guys was, well, he kind of looks over at Mackinac and then looks back. Well, it should be good.
Yes, he is a machine.
You just gotta listen to me. I'll help you out with what I can. I just need a couple extra good hands around, someone that's not gonna use the wrong end of a wrench, that kind of stuff.
Well, I think you might have found a couple of people.
So, is that a yes then? Because I could use your help right now. I don't want to be stuck here in Vosnux for more than I have to.
Oh.
Is it that close to being in working condition?
No, it's pretty trashed. But
What do you still need to rebuild on it?
The engine's okay. But getting it hooked up to everything else has been tough. And, the frame could use some work too. Need to get some new leathers for the wings. There's a lot that needs doing on it.
Could those with not a lot of mechanical experience still be able to help with muscle around there?
Maybe, yeah. You just don't touch anything important. Maybe carry some heavy stuff around.
Alright, that definitely works with me. What about you, Lenray?
I should be able to handle that.
Yeah, Freldis, you can come along as well. Perhaps you can pick up a thing or two.
Okay. So it's settled then. You guys, you want to start now?
First we have to speak with Fovechi, or show him the spoils of our last expedition.
You see the little gnome demon gives you a nod and goes to sit down nearby. And Fovechi kind of wanders over and waits to see what it is that you guys have found.
Alright,
Show
let's
'em.
pull out all the crap.
Do you guys have a
Check
note
out our
card
junk.
that has the
I thought
things
we had
on
written
it?
it down.
I know we put it down somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's all. Yeah, it's on the note card. Just it's off the card. You have to right click to see it.
Oh, right.
Oh,
yeah.
that's funny.
Right. 10 pounds of scrap metal, noble clothes, and cannon part. I think is what we
Oh,
have down.
we also got. Was any of the fish, not fish, the frog jewelry valuable?
Oh, I haven't
know-
checked yet.
Colquitt picked it up, but
It's still in my inventory. I haven't looked yet.
was it just?
Wait, did we get a
teeth,
second set
or
of
was
broken
it-
splint mail?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't remember that. Sweet.
It's up there now.
Okay, so he goes ahead and gives it a look, and he says, "Ah, that's all you found, was it?"
Well, we were ambushed by the frog people.
I
That
understand.
and the ring.
Well, some of this is valuable. The clothes could probably be fixed up, and this might be worth something. I'll give you 100 for the whole lot. 100 gold.
What does that lot include?
The noble clothes, the cannon part, and the scrap metal.
What would we estimate that to be worth normally?
Go ahead and make an insight roll.
Can all of us make insight, or was about to...
Sure.
I will abstain as I would have no fucking idea.
That is a modded 20.
The clothes, I'd have no idea. Mine's just about the cannon part, which is... Oh,
Earl's been working around here and seeing a couple deals for a little bit at least.
I had 19.
Okay. So I
Just
would
on the cannon. I don't know shit about clothes.
I would say that the cannon part itself is probably worth anywhere from 20 to 30, and the noble clothes look to you, Mackinac, like they could be worth anywhere from 50 to 100, something like that. But you're not entirely sure exactly what high fashion goes for. As far as the scrap metal, the scrap metal's probably worth, a couple of gold, that kind of thing. It's not really...
Okay, so he's not giving us, an amazing deal, but like a fairly fair deal.
Yeah, you can see how he could make some money off of this.
Yeah.
If, he sold it to the right people.
Unrelated, how much would a full cannon cost?
A full cannon, that would cost hundreds of gold.
Alright.
Hmm.
It's a dream to suit up the shop with just 2 big cannons.
Just pointed at the door in
Put a
case
trap at the door. Somebody
Of
opens.
course, something for Fraildos to hold down the fort with.
People expect to get shot with like a poison crossbow, but it's just a fucking cannon.
Dodge roll that.
Well, I think that's a fair price. What do you others say? Saves us the hassle of trying to sell.
I just shrug.
This sounds acceptable to me.
I doubt. Fovechi would give us a raw deal.
He gives
I
you a
found this
nod.
too. Sorry, I'll let him finish this first.
Sure. He gives you a nod and pulls out a bag, and you can tell that it has 10 platinum in there after he kind of shows it to you, and then puts it in your hand. Well, is that it?
Oh, well, yes, I forgot about this. I'll pull out, I had a golden bracelet, and then the frog jewelry that I pulled down.
Now, the frog jewelry was gotten from that final tent, right? It was one of the tents.
There's one of them out, yeah, I think I had shit rolls on almost all of them, but one.
Okay. Looking at the jewelry there, how about you go ahead and make a luck roll for me? See if it's actually worth anything. Or if it's just weird
Ones,
tribal frog bullshit.
Frogs, bottle caps. Ooh.
Okay. He offers you 30 gold for the jewelry that you presented. The gold bracelet and the frog stuff.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Okay, so he gives you another 3 platinum there in the bag, so you guys can add that as well. And he takes that jewelry, and he steps outside, making like a wave towards the guards, and they come in and gradually unload everything and start to carry it away. So the business is done then, and you'll help my friend here with his airship, or?
I guess I'd love to help out, as long as Makamata wants to come down with me.
I very much would like to see and participate in the construction of this airship.
All right. Well, let's get going then.
Quickly before we go, Favechi, if you happen to come across in your trades any materials to build a gun, I'm working on upgrading what I've got. So if you happen to have any leads, perhaps let me know, and I'd like to make a purchase if possible.
Make a luck roll again. See whoever's feeling lucky here.
Who's got
I'm
this?
willing to roll it. Sure.
Hey, come on, Earl.
Always lucky.
This is more important
Infinite
than
luck. Oh, unfortunate.
Okay. He gives you a frown. He says, sorry, Cold Coat. I don't deal with firearms very often. But if I get something, I'll let you know. I still have that bullet if you're interested.
Ah, the bullet. They've killed many frogs.
He kind of gives you like a, a pointed shrug when you shrug to make emphasis on something, and looks towards the bag of gold, like the bag of 13 platinum in your hand.
I don't think I can right now.
Are you sure?
I'm working on it. I'm trying to convince them.
Okay,
How much
okay.
would that many bullets cost again?
Oh, the price for the thing? If I'm not mistaken, it was 50 for the lightning bullet.
That's much superior than 150 gold for 2 bullets.
Perhaps I'll have to come see you about that.
150 gold for 2 bullets. Well, he gives you a nod and starts to wander out, and he says, "Okay, well, I trust that Kip will take care of you. I'll be at the shop if you need anything else. Come and find me. It's been a pleasure, and thank you again for finishing that business out there in the jungle."
Well, we hope it is just some of many transactions we will have with you in the future. It's always a pleasure working with you, Favech.
Till next time. He turns off and wanders away, and Kip, hops from his chair and sort of saunters over to the door. He takes his cloak and puts his hood over his, sort of demonic features and everything. He's like, "All right, ready to go?"
I'll grab my Tinker's kit. I'm not sure if I'm going to need it. And, yeah, ready to go. Lead the way, Kip.
He kind of pushes on the door, straining for a moment, and then magically, musters the force to get the thing open and wanders outside. And
Wait, where are we putting our gold first before we leave?
I threw it all in the group fund.
Alright. Well, I mean, where are we? Are we keeping it on our person? Or are we...
In
Safe
This
room?
stuff's in the
I
back.
think.
Yeah, so if we want to go
Okay.
shopping, we'll just grab a chunk and buy some shit, but...
We have a proper safe, right?
Yeah, we
Alright. Just making sure I didn't
we took
remember.
the safe from Falone's hideout and I think put that in the bag.
Oh, right. Alright, that's much better. I was worried we were just gonna lose all of it.
you can tell Soup has been watching some episodes where people got stolen from recently.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay, so you guys go following after him, and Kip small talks with you along the way, and he goes, so you guys are, not exactly what I was expecting for help. Falone said you
Yeah,
were good, but that kind of
You're
small
the one to
workshop.
talk, little man.
What?
Well, I just kind of look around to see if there's anybody around. I don't really know what you are. I'm sorry if it's offensive. It's just
I
I've
believe
never
you said
seen-
his name was Kip Colcoat.
No, like the kind of motion at the shortness and like the horns. Like what's with that stuff?
Yep. That's all people see when they meet you first.
I'm just fascinated.
Well,
I've never seen that before.
he Heafling?
Gnome from Hillcrest, born and raised, but had an accident with some demonic types, we'll say, and been looking like this ever since. I talked to a surgeon, says there's nothing he can do for me. Magical healing's beyond to get rid of these, so but I don't mind. It's not that bad. You get
You
used
could
to it.
always get killed and then resurrected
Yeah.
if you really care that much.
I've put all my money into this airship thing, so maybe if that doesn't pan out, then... But like I said, it's not so bad. I just put a hood on and nobody's the wiser.
Yeah, fair enough. Sorry for putting you on the spot there. Like I said, that's just not something you see every day.
Yeah, don't mess with cults, kids.
Good advice.
Very.
So, well, this is it. And, you see, he takes you down to those lower hallways that go to the big square where the different airships are. And when you turn the corner past a magnificent machine, you see his. And it is the smallest airship you've ever seen. In the world, there are a number of kind of varieties that airships come in. There's the legendary Wind Ray in its massive glory. There's like the large galley-shaped airships, which are the more common ones. And there's little cruisers, which are maybe the size of a rowboat. But this is kind of in between that, and looks maybe about like 20 feet long. It's really not very large at all in comparison to the other airships, and it looks like it's almost reminiscent of the crashed one that you had seen, in that a lot of the boards on the outside are kind of broken and busted up, and it looks like it's been it's like just a skeleton sort of that's being constructed.
Well, it's quite the airship.
You don't have to sugarcoat it. It'll fly eventually, once I get it all fixed up. But
Did
yeah,
you build it from scratch, or did you start with, I guess, an existing piece?
Yeah, well, after the whole demon thing, I was fired, and couldn't work on the old airship where I'd been for a few years. Sons of bitches didn't want me after the whole... Yeah, well, it's... Humans and their
it affects your
superstitions.
ability to build things, right?
Exactly, and that's what I told them, but they thought, I'd like steal their souls in the night or something, so I've been working on this, so I took the money I had made and a little bit of extra I had around, and it's kind of interesting. I actually took a few smaller engines and just mashed them together.
Tell me, Kip, do you have some design blueprints I could look over?
Yeah, for sure. But, this is sort of, sensitive information, I guess I could say. I'm not going to show you the whole thing, but I can, hand a couple papers to you.
Of course, it would simply be difficult to work on the airship without knowing what needs to be done.
Yeah, so, here, let's get inside. And you see he goes up to the ship and just kind of crawls through like a hole in the side of the wall.
Can we fit?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not super comfortable, but you do kind of work your way in. And you see a little lantern burning by a table, and there's also sort of ambient light that comes in from the different holes in the room. And on this table, there's some papers, and he rounds up a bunch of them and stuffs them away in like a little cupboard, but he leaves a few others. And he goes, this is it. That's the crux of the whole thing. That's my invention there. And Mackinac, I'd like you to go ahead and make a tinker check, please, as you look these over. And anybody else who has tinkering is welcome to do this too.
What mod ability score do you want me to use?
Int or wisdom. It's your choice.
That's a 15.
Okay.
And I got 16? Yeah, 16.
Okay. So both of you are actually able to understand kind of what he's laid out here. And you see a combination of 3 different engines working in tandem that he seems to have put out. They're very small engines, and they must be from these little vessels, and he's taken a whole bunch of them, and by the use of some sort of like drivetrain that they connect into, it seems to, according to him at least, be enough power to actually cause the airship to fly. And from the look on the drawing, they're not even the same engines. So it's sort of like, yeah, this could work, but this looks like a horrible idea. That's kind of what you come away from with this.
So have you flown at all in this thing, or
No.
just hoping
no.
so?
So this thing here happened like maybe a season ago. Yeah, it was near like the end of winter. So I haven't had a lot of time to work on this. I've just been buying parts wherever I can get them, and I'm getting short on cash here, so I think I'll have enough to do it. But no, I haven't flown this thing yet. I'm certain though. I mean, if the math is all there, it'll fly.
So what is it that you still need to finish on this thing? Obviously, there needs some work on the hull and superficial things like that, but any hard work with the engine or anything like that?
Yeah, so the engines all have their own problems. One of them's missing a few parts. Another one just seems gummed up, and the third one, I'm not really sure what's going on with it. I had to buy them, sort of used, I guess, and getting them up to scruff has been a little tricky. Back when I was on the Rignon, I had all the tools and everything like that, and I've had to kind of start over, so doing everything from scratch has been tricky. But you guys are welcome to come with me. You guys don't know how to build anything, though, right? And he kind of points at Erlebald and Lenry. And Fraildas as well, who's with you guys.
Not at all.
Okay. See that over there?
No.
And he points at like a big pile of planks on the ground.
Do you want us to move it?
No. There's a hammer on the wall there, bunch of nails. Just start filling the holes. You can't fuck it up.
Alright, Earl's gonna turn to pick up the hammer and start nailing it in.
Okay. Fraildas joins you.
I guess I'll go with it as well.
Okay. And he takes the other 2 of you around the corner and shows you this contraption. It looks like 3 engines of completely different size and make. These different just mishmashes of metal. And perhaps what's most interesting is the actual the metallic portion which spins, like the drive train that comes out of the engine there, hooks up into a strange contraption that hangs from the ceiling that has like chains that go from it all over the place with like different piping and everything. It looks like a cobbled mess.
So you said you've got problems with all 3 of them, right?
Yeah. So if you guys could help me out, I mean, we'll hit one of these at a time and just see what we can do. And, if we're lucky, it's nothing big. And if we're unlucky, we're going to need parts. And if you have to get any parts made with Arcane Distal, then I'm going to have to get real rich overnight. So we're shooting for luck here.
I'm sorry, did you say they make the parts with Arcane Distal?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too familiar with how they manufacture the airships.
Right, so reason this stuff is so sensitive and so pricey is they make it with like it's like a magical substance. You know, wizards use it for spells and making magical goods, and well, they're not cheap. There's not a lot of it to be had in the world. So if those parts are
Well, with
still
only a few
working,
places that make the airships.
yeah. So none of those parts come from here. This is just where the assembly happens. Let me give you the lowdown here. So, you know, Vossenox and Steelwind is where they make them, but the actual distill comes from other parts. You know, the ice flows way up north. They have a bunch of mines. They get some of that there. It comes from all around the world. You just... I don't know. They don't seem to care about it much in those places. Just export it off, and then we refine it down and get all the work done here at the very end. So, I mean, we're in the good spot. I brought it here because, you know, if I do need parts, we can get them, but I don't really have a lot of money for it.
Well, it was good timing. After that recent crash, there's probably quite an influx in the city of people that do have these parts for sale.
Hopefully. In any case, here, let me pop this open. And for the next little bit, Kip will attempt to show you how these parts work, and to also diagnose the engine and get it fixed at the same time. So for you guys, you've been mechanics for a bit, and you know, especially with Mackinac and the fact that he's all made of nuts and bolts, you're familiar with that stuff. But when you get into the engine, you see like glowing rods that have like almost pulsating magic from them, and it's like a completely other realm. You don't even know what you're looking at. So go ahead and make straight intelligence checks, the both of you, to see if you can actually pick up on what it is that Kip's trying to teach you.
Just straight intelligence?
Yep, straight intelligence.
Oh.
Would, like, messing around with Mackinar's Titan Furnace at all, does it look anything like his Titan Furnace? Any of the things in these engines?
Some of it might be sort of similar, I would say.
Intelligence is a 13 for me.
13?
14.
14? Okay. So, you guys don't understand fully, but you're able to understand enough that you're following along, and you haven't lost the plot. And as he goes and shows you the different bits and why this connects here and why that goes there, the two of you are starting to get it. Now, he turns to you, and he says, I've narrowed it down on this engine. Behind this panel, we're going to find one of two things. Either this part is working and has simply been gummed up, and we'll take it out and do some cleaning, or it's broken. And if it's broken, when we open this plate up, it's going to explode. So, yeah,
I step back.
So no, you can come back. It's fine. So we just need to. I'm not very good with magic, but we might want some sort of protection there so the rest of the engine doesn't go when it goes. So that's why you're here. That's why I need some help. I can't do this on my own. We need to either create a shielding or something just in case, so we don't all die when we open this.
I can make a fog cloud.
He kind of looks to you, Mackinac.
What did he say?
He wants like a shield around it somehow, so if they open it up and if we open it up and it blows up, it's not going to blow everything up.
So imagine this: you're staring into a box, right? I'll draw it.
I'm sorry, maybe I'll take Magic Initiate if we get to level 4.
Right. And inside of the box, there is a little component here. So maybe like a smaller box like this. Right. And it's got a little handle here, and he wants to get inside of this thing, right? but there's other parts elsewhere in the box. So if this thing explodes, everything is going to be ruined, right? So he wants you to be able to create some kind of shield, just isolating this from the rest of the parts, so that you can get in there and determine what's going on. And he goes, you know, obviously this isn't a job just for me. I don't have any magic, and I'm not sure how to build this. We never had to deal with anything quite like this back on, you know, my airship. What do you guys suggest?
Landry!
Lenry, you hear yourself, sorry, your name being called from the other room.
Other.
I poke my head out. Yes?
Can
You
you,
can see
help
it.
us?
They're all kind of covered with like bits of grease and stuff as they're staring into some metallic contraption. There's like chains and pipes coming off from the ceiling.
We need your expertise.
We're all about to die. Come join us.
Expertise on what?
Magic.
Okay.
You see, we need to get into this device here, and I'll point. But when we open this, it might explode. So, do you have anything that you can use, magic-wise or any other way, that would, I guess, contain a potential explosion so that it does not damage everything else?
Let me look at my spell sheet real quick.
Fog won't help, I suggested it.
Prepared? No. Unprepared?
Yes? Also no?
Also no.
Oh no.
If you're going to blow it up, I suggest doing so away from here.
No, we can't move it, Missy. It's bolted in place. I've already done all the work getting it secured into this drive here.
Can I try mending it? Prevent disaster?
You could try casting mending on it, but as you kind of like approach, he goes, "Hey, do you know how any of this works?"
You cut out for me.
Oh, he says, "Do you know how any of this works?" And he kind of, pauses as he sees your hand getting close towards the thing, and you can see inside the box are like glowing rods and weird tubes and stuff like that.
Not a clue.
Okay, so what are
She
you
won't
doing?
open the box.
I know how magic works.
We need some
Not
shield
this.
around this thing right here, so that it doesn't
Solution.
mess up the rest of this.
Can I put Shield of Faith on it?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, it's not really what it's meant for, but
I think it says creature, but
You could do that. Cast Shield of Faith on the engine. Twice. Do you want to go
Yeah.
with that and open the box?
sure.
Okay. Lenry, you cast Shield of Faith. The engine glows ever so slightly. And he says, What was that? Is that good?
We'll see.
We'll see.
You guys like to play this fast and loose, don't you? I respect that, but I don't want to lose all my investment here in one go. I mean,
Well, let's
Can't
just
waste
hope you
this
don't have the devil's luck.
well, Jesus, fuck. It's a little on the nose.
Yeah, you didn't have to put it that way, Lenny.
That's insensitive.
Poor guy.
What guys would have done it?
It was one cult.
No, she's right. Guys would have. That's okay, Lenny.
I just miss it.
Okay.
I miss the meals. I'll never eat this good of a meal ever again.
Focus, people. Come on, we're about to open. Okay, look. So put your hand there, and he motions over towards. Let's see here. Who got the higher intelligence roll there?
Mackinac.
I think yeah.
He motions
Yeah,
to
just
you,
a bit higher.
Mackinac, and says, "Okay, put your hand there." and you can see that while he's directing you on how to open the box, he's getting like further away from it.
Right here.
Okay. And that latch there, and then get that screw and just pull. And be real gentle with it.
Mackinac gonna be real gentle with it.
Okay. I need 2 checks. One of them has to be from Relic. I need a tinkering check from you once again. And then before you roll that, somebody else grab a die and get ready to roll luck at the same time.
I'll do it.
Oh no! Wait,
Here
the
we go.
unlucky has to eventually have luck, right?
3, 2, 1, go.
Oh no!
No!
Oh no! What is
Oh, no,
double
we're
net
dead.
ones?
We're
No!
so fucking dead.
No!
Double wins! Oh.
We're never building an airship. Oh, fuck.
Oh, that's so good!
Okay. Let's see here. I need dexterity saving throws from everybody that's in the room.
Oh,
It's fine. Earl and Fraildos can run the business from
Fuck,
now
I
on.
almost got a 1.
God, it's a 2.
Okay,
That is a
someone's failed.
17.
That's a pass.
It's at least a 16. I think I proficient, so probably 18.
Okay, so that's a pass as well. So you guys are going to take half of this. Mackinac, you're going to take the full damage. Let's see here.
Machinar's a god. The unkillable.
I can never go down.
I love that we're just partying with the 24 AC demigod.
Whoa.
Hey,
Whoa.
hey now.
Whoa.
We're fucking dead. Jesus.
I mean, some of us are only taking half.
So, 37 damage.
I'm so glad I got half of that. 3 more
God
points,
damn.
they would have killed me outright. No, 1 more point.
Now,
Holy
Mackinac,
fuck.
are you dead outright?
I have 22 max HP, so
Oh, so
no.
Okay, so you're unconscious.
Mhm.
How about you, Colcoat?
I'm still up. Not
Half
by
of
a lot.
37 would be 19,
19.
right?
Yeah.
I am unconscious.
Oh no.
Okay, so
I'm up.
You're still up after 37. Oh, well, halved, right?
Half,
Okay.
yeah.
So, here in the room, Mackinac reaches in, and then you hear a little creak, almost like a small little hinge as the door is to be opened, and then you hear something. It's kind of like a click, almost like the door is stuck on something, and then the sound of something metallic breaking. And there's just a blinding light for just a flash. You just see a light blue glow for a single frame that just shoots up from the box of the engine here, and then a deafening explosion, which you guys in the room don't hear, but everybody outside, so Erlebald and Fraildas, you guys are like blown against the back wall here as the rear portion of the ship is decimated and explodes. And there's
What
just
in
like
the world?
there's just like your ears are ringing, you're shell shocked, you can't hear anything. There's pieces of wood like falling from the sky. And you see like the back end of the ship just kind of collapses on itself. And there on the ground is, you can see Lenry is laying there on the ground. She looks like she's either dead or unconscious. Same with Kip. Mackinac, he's also in pieces. And Colcoat looks like he's like attempting to get up onto his knees.
Assuming like my ear, I'm probably all I can hear is the ringing and probably can't see very well. So I
I'd
don't
say
really
you're
know.
deaf right now. Yeah, and your
Yeah.
vision's probably shit.
Is the
So-
engine okay?
Does Earl see all of them?
Did the spells work? Guys.
Can Earl just run in and quickly healer's kit Lenry?
Sure, okay. Lenry, you are stable.
I don't remember. Can you stabilize? The simulacrums? Don't remember.
You cannot,
I think
I'm
you can
pretty
stabilize.
sure. I don't
you
think
can?
so.
I know you. I was making my backup character. I know you can't stabilize undead or heal them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same, but they have advantage on their saving
Yeah.
throws.
Yeah, so
So-
you should be fine in theory.
So Mackinac,
Hey,
you're in the hand
listen,
of the gods.
You just rolled 2 nat 1s, alright? Don't give me this in theory bullshit.
So how about you go ahead and roll those, because there's no way that you're going to be helped by anybody else here.
Alright.
Oh,
Some rolling
Earl's
death saving
also
throws?
going to do it to the little guys. He's still alive.
He is dead.
Oh fuck.
Oh, fuck!
Oh shit.
We were never here.
Okay, 1 pass. Roll again. 2 passes.
2 pass.
Okay.
Thank God for your advantage.
And okay,
3
so
passes.
you're stable. And Colcoat, over here, you can barely see what looks like somebody running over to help. You see Erlebald first, and then Fraildas runs over. Fraildas, puts his hand on your shoulder and
No, Earl, don't touch it. You don't know what you're doing.
And gradually, your vision and your hearing starts to come back. And as you look around, you just see the carnage. And there's like people gathering nearby. Some guards run up to you, as well as some civilians who look like they're here to help. And people are just all over the place, like, what happened and everything.
I don't know what happened.
Oh, all I remember is trying to fix the engine and
You hear somebody's
there's
voice as
magic there.
he says, "Oh my God, he's dead! He's dead!" And there's a group of people kind of crowded around Kip.
No, I'm okay. I'm not dead yet.
Erlebald's gonna look around for some frogs. Does he see any? Should I roll a perception check?
Please.
Alright. Damn skeeving things. Alright, so that's 13 plus 4, 17.
You don't see any
Find the
frogs
bastard.
nearby.
Alright, they must be in hiding. Erlebald's just going to, I guess, try to tend to Colcoat the best he can. Or,
By this point, a group of guards run up, and one of them just calls out. He's like, "What's happening here? Are you all right?"
no, one of us is dead. One of us is unconscious.
All right, here. We're gonna treat you guys for injuries. Can you move? Are you okay?
Yes, I wasn't. I'm perfectly fine.
Okay. Grab your friend there, and we'll get the others.
I might need some help. I'm not in good shape.
Yeah. We'll get you fixed up. Don't worry. Just hang in there. And the guards kind of like get a hold of everyone, picking up your unconscious and also Kip's body, and start carrying you off. And Fraildas comes along with you guys as you're eventually carted over to a nearby guardhouse. Now, when you get to the guardhouse, Colcoat, you are healed, partially at least. You heal 4 health from a bunch of bandages. You're still doing really bad, and you're not feeling too good, but this does help. And they take like a moment to make sure that your hearing and your sight is okay, and there's you're not missing an ear or something. And Mackinac, it looks like he's going to be fine too. One of the guards tells you that he's going to make it. And Lenry, you wake up at this point in the guard's house with also 4 HP.
What?
Hey, don't move too much. You'll be all right.
What happened?
We're wondering the same thing.
Sorry, it was off there. People asking me what happened.
Yeah.
Well, we were trying to help Kip. This engine problem on this airship he was building. Well, we tried to open up a part of the engine, and it That's all I really remember. There was a flash of light and... Wow,
Well-
you all saw what happened.
Kip is dead.
He's dead.
You can see
Yes.
that you guys are all laid out on these different tables in the guardhouse and have what look like medical professionals sort of crowded around you. And one of these tables has what looks like a, almost like a child-sized body there with a blanket over top of it.
Wait. I thought I remembered him saying something about wanting to die and become a new race. I mean, look at him. He was some cultish monster, wasn't he?
No, I don't remember any of that. Maybe he said it to you in private. It's possible. I mean, did you get a look at him? He looked freakish.
I would like the group to make perception checks, please, those that are conscious.
Oh man, I shouldn't have said that.
Oh no.
Oh,
7.
7.
You have no idea what
6.
they're okay. You have no idea what they're saying, but some of the doctors start to mumble to themselves.
I can't believe. Well, that was something.
Well, are you guys going to find someone to bring him back to life? I swear that's what he wanted. He was telling us about it.
Well, it's not exactly cheap. Does he have a will?
I'm not sure. We didn't really know him that well. We'd only met him today.
It's the city's policy not to pay for such things, and if the person has the money, we'll do it. But
What kind of money would that cost?
somebody pauses for a second, and I'd like one of you guys to make a luck roll.
I'm not doing it.
Perpetual luck, always.
Yeah, we got this. We got this.
Perpetual luck, always.
No!
Oh,
God damn it.
Better than what I did.
It was so close to an 18, I could smell it. Ugh.
Okay, give
You
me
need to wash your dice.
2 seconds here. You are told that he could be brought back, and it would cost 300 gold to do so.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Who should we speak to in order to do such a thing?
Any of us could call the priest, and we're sustaining, we're preserving his body right now. We've already cast the necessary spells on him, but, well, unless we get the money, that's it. I'm sorry. That's just how it works.
How long is it before it's too late? As I said, we did not know him well.
We can keep preserving his body for a long time, even years, but it will cost something to keep doing it. So...
Perhaps we should at
Unaware
least
of
speak
this.
with Kovechi.
I'm still unconscious, right?
Yes.
Okay.
How...
I understand that this is a difficult thing. If you all need time to think about it, please don't rush anything and try to move as little as possible here. In the coming hours, your friend will probably wake back up, so just take it easy here. We have some paperwork to file.
I don't know much about Kip other than we are introduced to him by Kovechi. Don't suppose somebody could perhaps send word to him.
We could. He's the one that runs the shop in the upper wards, right?
He is, yes.
Okay. Well, we'll see. If any friends of the family can pay for his resurrection, then we'll happily do that as well. And you see a guard that's sent, like, running out the door.
Well, this is quite the unfortunate circumstance.
Oh, such potential. Oh, gone just like that.
Well, maybe bringing him back could give us an ally that is a knowledgeable one.
It would be terrible to lose the knowledge. Building airships like that, it's not something that's common. For now, perhaps we can just wait for our companions to come back around.
Yes.
If we're still here, we can at least keep an eye and see what happens with Kip there. Poor little demon man.
There have been too many deaths in a short time.
Agreed.
Now, after a little while, the door eventually opens, and you see what looks like a worried Fovecci step inside. And he comes over to you guys and says, "I've got the news. You're all okay?"
For the most part, yes.
Ah, damn. He looks over at Kip's body there, and momentarily kind of pulls back the blanket and then just puts it back. And Mackinac, is he going to be okay?
I'm not sure if Mackinac can die, but he seems like he's going to be fine.
I just need some time, and we'll tinker with him a bit when we're back at the shop, and
Okay.
both of us in a bit of better shape. You wouldn't know about Kip's finances, would you? I know he did not have much money, but would he be able to afford, to bring himself back from the dead?
I don't know. He was just a friend of mine. I'm not his banker. But... Guard? Here. And you see he hands over a bag of platinum to one of the guards. And they share a couple of nods, and one of the guards goes running off and eventually comes back with the priest. And after a few moments here, the priest finishes his ritual, and you see Kip's eyes open up once again when the ritual finishes. And, he kind of blinks and looks around. He's like, "Wait, where are we?"
You were dead.
It blew up.
He looks back over at the priest, and he just says, No, put me back under. And we'll go to a break.
Oh god. I'm glad we didn't spend that 300 gold just having suicide. Yeah, that would have been so funny. We fucking spend all that gold and he just wants to kill himself.
I was surprised that she threw it out there. I was ready to okay guys, are we willing to put some money into this? And then bam, Favecci's got it.
Favecci's I'm loving Favecci. We need to become better friends with him.
Oh yeah, Favecci's the bomb, man.
God, I didn't realize it was that cheap to... 300 gold isn't that cheap, but I didn't think it was in our price range.
It's 300 if you have the body within the last minute of death.
Oh.
And
we're just lucky that we were in town.
The next one up's 1,000, so...
It goes from level 3 to 5, I think, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're just lucky that the guard was around when it happened. If that happened in the wilderness, you'd be paying a lot.
Oh, totally, you'd be fucked.
I was about to say, I was kicking myself for not bringing back Gaius's body at the bottom of that lake, but if it would have cost way too much, then...
Well, he would have just been bones, so that would have been probably the most expensive. Because you can do one where they're not even in the physical plane, aren't they?
Yeah, it costs 10,000 or something. So, so yeah, that one would have been a little pricey. Whew. But hey, everybody lived. Congratulations.
God, double ones. That was so funny.
When you almost TPK in a fucking airship in a city,
not even in combat.
Yeah,
we're in town, fucking doing downtime activities.
Higher rolls and failed deck saves, and we could have had all three of us outright dead.
Mm-hmm.
It would have just
if there was what was it? if there was like 7 more damage on the dice, I'd be outright dead.
Holy. Don't roll HP anymore, Relic, please.
No. It was the one time just to say.
Now you have to take the
I'm
tough
done.
feat too. Like, goddamn.
Oh.
Now we know. Now we know.
As soon as you
Listen,
said
man, I
20,
just took
I'm like,
37 damage to the face and I'm still fine.
How much damage was it?
37.
Oh shit.
And it was 8d8, so the max of that would have been what, like
What was the
56 or something?
Do we hit below or above average on that?
So I think you were slightly
64.
above. Yeah.
Yeah, we're just at 36 is average.
Whew. Hey.
Jesus.
Well,
That could
I'm gonna
go
go make
poorly.
some more tea.
It's moments like these where I want to play the fucking Xanathar's feat that lets you just your allies can just re-roll nat ones. It's so ridiculous.
what class?
Oh,
is
the
it?
halfling
It's
one?
the
I don't think
halfling
Illusion.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Is that
so,
one of the
I don't
banned?
know.
No.
Is
The
it
ban- like-
banned? I would understand if
I
it's
know that the
banned.
lucky feat is banned. I don't know how he feels about like
Oh,
the halfling.
Lucky is banned?
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know
I-
that. Alright,
pretty
yeah.
sure.
Because one of my backup characters has Lucky, so let me swap that out
Pretty
for.
sure- Oh no, maybe it's not. I think he thought about banning it at some point.
Lucky's pretty
It's not currently listed, so you got a good argument there. It's Aarakocra, Light Dancing, Light Cantrips, and Dark Vision.
So
the
can you
system.
get Dark Vision from class shit, or is it just completely
Yes.
banned?
As a race feature, you can't get it.
Oh,
But as a
okay. Because I
class
was
or as a
making a
spell-
Shadow Sorcerer, and I was like, how the hell does this
I
work?
think
with...
that's fine. Yeah, I think like warlocks and shadow sorcerers can like get Dark Vision and Dark Vision like things.
Mhm.
And I mean, Gloomstalker Ranger, obviously.
I keep swapping around. There's just so many characters I want to play.
I haven't made
Um,
another backup yet. Ever since I found out that Daxon's going to be doing the Hexblade.
I don't do backups just because I know that means that I will die.
Well, I
I
had
have
the
tons
backup
of
for last
characters
session.
lying around, but they're not backups.
I was expecting to potentially die at the start, and I might have needed it. So
Oh my fucking god. I'm still in awe over Mackinac. He's just so undying, it's ridiculous.
except for gigantic explosion.
This is true. Although, advantage on death saving throws is so fucking good. You just don't die. I was
Well, that
surprised.
one's not gonna
Once they keep
screw you
wailing
too
on
much.
me.
I was surprised that. What am I thinking of?
Hmm?
Oh, the healing spells shit not working on Simulacrum.
Yeah,
I was
can
confused
heal.
about like, well, what offsets that? And then I saw the advantage on death saving throws, and oh, okay
Yeah.
then.
Well, it's the advantage of death saving throws. I get the reaction that I can like reduce damage once per short rest.
Is that
Just
the feel no pain?
Feel no pain. Yeah.
And then you also have the Titan Furnace.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, I mean that's the optional one though.
completely unrelated note, but apparently we have a rave car wash in my town.
What?
A rave car wash.
I would go to that car wash. Is it just like a drive-through one, or do you actually?
Yeah,
Okay, if it's just a drive-through one, I would go to the rave car wash. That sounds pretty cool.
you have weird shit here.
Oh, also Relic. As soon as you start talking about that labyrinth jungle, I was like, God damn it, Relic. All I could think of was that like labyrinth cave. Like, this is where this idea came from, isn't it?
Listen, man. I feel like that spawned off a bunch of like side things that people are talking about now.
Probably.
I'm gonna reuse it at some point. At some point, I'm gonna reuse that and make it non-absolute like shit show.
We were just stupid.
No. That half players, half DM is how I'm gonna
Well,
say it. 'Cause
see-
I should have ended that way sooner.
The point of where you knew it was no return, because Josh and Jacob, like, okay, we got this. We'll figure the shit out of this puzzle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
and they were trying to figure out what it was, and then like I don't think there's a pattern, and then I was starting to randomly walk around. I'm like, look, there's no pattern. Like it's different, random every time. And at that point, when we didn't all come on board to like, okay, it's not a pattern, it's something different. We didn't kind of come to that conclusion. That was it. We were screwed.
Mm-hmm. No, I thought it was a cool concept before the session, and then like realized during the session it does not translate well to theater of the mind. If it was like you were actually there, it would have been like I think much better.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of thing. Like you had to like actually like visually see what's happening.
It's hard to describe it, especially when you're the whole
Yeah.
point was to not see what you're going
Well,
into.
it's you're seeing things, but you're not sure if what you're seeing is new or old or what exactly is it that you're looking at, right? Because it looks the same, but is it the same?
See, and what I've kind of learned from that now is you bring chalk with you.
Yes, this is true.
Very,
Always
very
bring chalk,
useful thing.
breadcrumbs, long rope.
Oh,
Always
the
bring
rope. The rope
Rope
is
would've
like
worked.
the most.
Rope would have actually, yeah.
Rope until you like melt it on a
Rope would have helped you
gelatinous
guys
cube.
solve that much sooner.
Slowly learning from past mistakes. Try to be more prepared. I find that's usually what kind of gets you out of binds, right? That one like mundane item that you have had in your bag for weeks and
Oh,
weeks.
rope is so fucking useful.
Well, I mean, there's tons of stuff you can actually make a pretty good use out of.
Rope is like every character I make, doesn't matter what kind of character it is, they have just this notion that you should always carry around like 100 to 200 feet of rope, just in case.
It was like the old 10-foot pole, right? People just
Mhm.
walked around in a dungeon tapping
It's-
everything with
You
the
need to
10-foot
climb
pole.
somewhere, you need to tie someone up, you need to like tie something else up, you need to like you're in some weird maze, you need to keep track of where you've been. Like it's such a multi-purpose tool.
Very, very useful.
Mm-hmm.
See, and I always end up making characters that don't have good strength, so I can't really carry all that much. But I like to have all sorts of like random crap in my bags if possible.
Yeah. Well, I mean, rope doesn't even weigh that much, does it? I think it's like a pound or 5 pounds. 50 feet of hempen rope is 0.2 pounds. You could have 250 feet of rope for a single pound.
0.2, is that right?
Well, that's what this thing is filling in. I'm not sure if it's actually correct. Hold on.
I don't think anything's that light.
Oh, I think darts are. Darts are.
Yeah, I mean, darts are super light.
Darts are 1/4 pound, yeah.
Darts
And-
are so funny. Darts just weigh nothing and cost nothing.
No, dude, it's 10 pounds. 50 feet of hempen
don't
rope is 10
incorrectly there.
pounds.
Or is it 0.2 per? Oh, that's what it is. It's 0.2
Per foot. So it's still
per
probably
foot.
calculating it properly. Just
Yeah, it is. It's. I read that as 0.2 total. It's 0.2 times 50.
It makes
Which,
sense.
yes, 10. Okay, that. I'm counting it right. I just misread what I put in. So, I mean, still though, like 200 feet of rope, 40 pounds. Assuming you have a high strength, carry weight character or like a mule or whatever.
You almost
carry
need that
around.
one person to just carry a whole bunch of shit.
Or wait, how much is silk rope weighs less, isn't it?
Silk rope is less, yes, but it's more expensive.
Yeah,
It's 10 times more expensive and weighs half as much.
Only half. Still though, 40 gold for 200 feet of rope that weighs 20 pounds.
Maybe we can
Not
find a
terrible.
magic rope. Like
Hopefully.
a spider. We'll kill some crazy demon spider and get a strand of its silk.
I mean, I'm wondering if like the equivalent of like metal cable exists / could be attempted to craft it.
Probably.
Because that would be very light for how much it could hold, right?
One of the
Yeah.
other groups fought a big spider. I think it was Delta Group.
Yeah, Thursday did when they introduced Baller.
God, I fucking love Thursday Group.
Oh, it's always a good time.
BP's so good.
I just loved at the end. They're like, "Okay, we're gonna go back and fuck those guys up."
They're all dead.
Everyone's dead. It's a horror show. Like,
What the hell happened there? People, I watched both Monday group and Thursday group, but I haven't been like keeping up with it.
actually, I didn't see Monday yesterday. I wonder how intense the city was. They're probably wishing they killed that dude a while ago if they hadn't already. But again, I did not see what happened yesterday.
Yeah, I haven't been watching since session 1. I've just been catching up with the most recent ones. As long as they stay away from Vossanox, I'm happy.
That's the main thing, right? Like, I want to know if people are coming around here.
Yeah, we need to build a big wall on the desert Bakurai border.
No, what we need to do is put up a really big sign at the entrance to Vossanox saying, "All Great Souls, please visit Catman Robotics."
Yeah, I'm sure that would go well. Oh, we have a mountain. Mountains of Marcon. Just put a big wall right here. Easy. They can't get in.
We're building a wall.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I like listening.
No. If we're gonna build a wall, we need to build a wall here first, right?
Yeah,
there
of course.
first.
Wall number 1, and then over here we can build wall
Across the
number 2.
desert,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
Is Seba part? Oh no, is Seba part of this empire or no?
Is what?
Seba, the
no,
city.
that's separate.
Okay,
I
so
think
we
it's,
can cut
it's
them
these
off.
are the three Aurelium cities.
Just gotta protect the 3. All right.
Seba,
It's
isn't
unfortunate.
Seba the
that-
undead city? No.
Have to look. Yeah, I like listen. I can listen to the other
Skiff
groups and they
is-
talk about like shit that's happened in the other campaigns. Like the Jackknife Gang apparently is a little less active. It's like I think it's because Earl. I know they had fought some too, but like you blow some guys up with some darts and it'll make them think twice.
I just want to exterminate all of them. Just keep them out of here. But we don't have the time. We need to try to attempt to build an airship.
Well, hey, side note too. Like if we end up taking the that military stuff, probably won't be bothered as much by petty criminals, right? It's like getting up in her face, like, oh, we're military members of the Imperial. I think you should probably leave.
Yeah, I think it's just so much less fun than owning Catman Robotics and having a business.
Oh, we still own it.
Well, wouldn't we have to abandon that? Because
I don't
we're
think
like
so.
going everywhere?
I had
I mean, it
no
depends how
intentions
frequent
to
the jobs
abandon
are,
it.
right? If
Just
it's
make
like
it
once
mobile
month,
shop.
it's a job.
Oh, that's it. If we could get it on an airship, oh man, a mobile airship shop. Yes.
What the fuck are you guys talking about?
Yeah.
We got plans, Aleutian.
God, it's a shame. So when we build the wall,
Your airship
if we
dream is on
start-
fire. What the fuck are you talking about with walls?
If we start early on the wall, we'll be able to lock out all the other groups except for Welfare Wednesday, which I think are still in this area, which is a shame.
Welfare Wednesday? They're in Orus Ren right now.
Yes.
One group is right here, and then another group's like right here.
We'll just have to deport.
I thought Delta Group got like way over here because they're almost at Soulsland.
No, that's where they're headed. But they're
right.
only like a couple days out on the road.
Yeah, they got sidetracked.
They're gonna stop off at Yule probably, which will be weird because that's not a normal person city. And then I don't know what they're gonna do. It's hard to.
There's
hard
a
to
group
predict.
in a not normal person city. I will watch one, absolutely.
Oh yeah. And BP gives me life. Hell yeah. I'm loving it.
Oh
We
god.
just need to get one of the top tier Hillcrest simulacrums.
Fucking dumpster robot.
Good. Fucking Mackinac versus Pete. Or, fuck, I forgot his name. The little trash can.
That's like
Quite
putting up
creative.
like a, I don't know. That's like an iPod Nano against like a fucking boombox.
Well, I think BP wins because he just runs back and whittles them down until Mackinac dies.
Maybe, yeah, he might have trouble catching him. He's got ranged weapons. But I don't think he'd ever hit him. He has like a million
Yeah.
AC.
24 AC. There'd
I
just
run
be
like
an
40
endless
movement speed with a
fight.
Titan Furnace on too.
Oh, you get movement
Oh,
speed?
I'm a
with Titan
fast.
Furnace?
I'm a
I didn't
faster
know
buff.
that.
Yeah, get movement speed, AC, and 2 extra melee damage.
Oh, that's so juicy. I knew about the
Mhm.
melee damage. I forgot about the movement speed. Yeah, PB's fucked.
Need to multi-class into rogue for the cunning action. Turn myself into a missile.
Oh yeah.
Are
We just all need to play simulacrums. That's the key.
Are we ready to go here?
I
I think so.
Okay. Let's see. Do-do-do. Perfect. So, welcome back, guys. You are currently in the guardhouse here in a little medical ward they've set up. And next to you is Kip, who has just come back to life, and he doesn't look like he's in very high spirits. What do you guys want to do?
I'm still unconscious.
Oh,
Kip, I'm sorry, I don't really know how magic works. I thought you'd become something else.
He kind of just, like, looks at his hands and looks back at you, and he's like... Okay. Is it bad? Is it real bad?
It was pretty bad.
this was. Well, you're alive, so it can't be that bad.
I just remember a light, and then
I saw it was. Everything was destroyed. I never went in, so maybe it was destroyed before the thing exploded. Is that how it was?
He just kind of leans over and starts to, like, try and get off of the table. And one of the doctors rushes for him and says, Sir, you should definitely just wait and don't move, stay still. And he simply turns to him and goes, fuck off. We're gonna go see if it's still working. And,
Wait,
Lance...
Kip, I can't drag Mackinac, he's heavy.
Well, then leave him.
Mackinac is an adult, Rob. Is he an adult?
He's an adult.
Fovechi pipes in and says, Kip, about the, bringing you back and everything, it wasn't exactly cheap. And he's like, yeah, I'll pay you. I just want to see if my life is ruined or not. And he just kind of goes, like, hobbling on his way outside of the guard shop. Do you guys go with him?
I'll
I
stay
will
in bed.
hobble with him.
Okay.
Yeah. Earl will. Maybe stay and talk to Favechi. No, go with him.
So Favechi comes with as well. And so
wonderful.
Favechi and Fraildas are with the three of you. Mackinac is on the slab at the back there, hopefully waking up sometime. Oh, Lenry, you staying with him?
Lenry's looking after Mackinac, I think.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm staying in bed.
Okay. And I'd like somebody to roll luck to see how much of the ship has survived.
I'll fuck this one up.
It's not me.
Got this. Come on. Endless luck.
Oh,
Endless luck.
hey, that's a good
Hey.
roll.
18.
Okay. When you get there, the wreckage is pretty extensive, and it looks like the guards have kind of put up some tape around, the whole crash site. You can see people in uniform sifting through the debris and everything. And as you get there, the back of the engine room is completely on display. And so you can see that the whole thing is extremely badly damaged. But the two engines beside the one, which is just like a smoldering heap, like literally the engine that you guys had just moments ago been messing with is like part molten. Like there's actual like orangish, red goo that's sort of like oozing out of the thing and still like sizzles with light. Like there's literally lava coming out of it. And the other two look like they're fine. And though the ship is like, decimated and everything, and a lot of the connected pieces are smashed, it looks like some of it might be saved. And Kip goes, "Oh my god! Whew! We might have made it, boys."
Surprising, you did a hell of a job on the other two engines. The hull, that's easy enough to replace.
He runs over and goes to cross the line, and the guard goes to stop him. And so, "Sir, you can't go past that." "You know what? I don't give a fuck." And he just starts like wrestling past him, and like fighting with the guard there. He goes to grab a hold of Kip, and the guard kind of looks at you guys.
But apologize for my friend here. He recently died.
Another guard comes over and goes, "Hey, no, they're from the accident. Let him pass." And he lets go, and Kip makes his way over and heads to this battered engine room, and he starts to look over everything. And you can see he's running calculations in his head. Do you guys say anything while he's just staring at this, what remains of his airship?
Nah, let him do his thing.
Yeah. Are there any darts in this airship? At all? He's looking around.
Okay.
His mind of singular purpose.
Now, looking over the thing, eventually Kip goes, Okay. Good news. We might be able to make this thing work. It'll be smaller. Not gonna have as much drive behind the thing, but we could maybe still make a decent airship here.
Oh, on top of that, I don't know if it'll be of use to you, but we do actually have an airship engine part back at our shop. Given everything that's happened, if it's of any use, I'm sure we would be alright donating it to the cause.
He gives you a nod. Yeah, I'll look at it. Now, Favechi, what was that you were saying about the muddy thing? It was not cheap to bring you back. Alright, well, what's the damage? 300 gold.
How's he reacting to that?
He kind of motions over towards the decimated airship and then looks back at Favechi and he says, "Do you think I really have any money to go around after that?" And Favechi says, "Well, look, I don't need it immediately. Let's just call it a loan for now, okay? I'm happy that you're doing well." And Kip kind of gives a nod and he goes, "You'll get your money. I got some things to work on here."
I had a thought, Earl.
Hmm?
We run a business. Kip knows how to work in that type of business.
Mm-hmm.
Kip needs money.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps he could work in the shop.
Dart plus dart equals 2 darts.
Oh,
I'm not following.
Hold on a minute here, Earl. Hey, Kip,
Yeah.
I had a thought. So we run a business in town.
Yeah, that little shop, right?
Yes, we're not as mechanically inclined as yourself, but we do our best. We were wondering, if you need to make money, perhaps you could, work in our shop with us.
You're gonna pay me.
Well, of course. You're quite skilled.
My services don't come cheap. I'm not exactly your average mechanic.
Well, fair enough, but at this point, I don't know what your other options might be.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You can always also take on the contracts that come and go. We're not necessarily always in town, and depending on how things shake out, we might be around even less often. Just leaves even more opportunity for you to make cash.
So you're saying you're not going to be in town? Like you want me to run your business while you're gone?
Is that what we're saying, Colcoat? I wasn't.
Well, we've got our friend Freildis that kind of takes care of the daily comings and goings.
He just raises a hand. He's like, "Hi."
The problem is he does not have the skills like you do to fix things. He could run the day-to-day, and all you'd have to do is Every once in a while, when something comes by, fix up something simple, job here or there.
So are we talking I get a percentage for the jobs, or are you paying me every day?
I would have to confer with the rest of the owners of the shop, but
Okay, because here's my rate. If we're doing it by the job, I want 70-30. If it's good, I'll keep working there, get some stuff figured out. If Ovech's in town, I can pay him back, and maybe get this fixed up. And you guys will make some cash. Won't even have to do anything. I'll take care of it.
and if you're looking for a daily rate, what did you ask?
At least a couple gold every day.
Now I wonder if we're not in town. I'm not really worried about the split. If you are doing the work and it's just you and Freya this and I'm alright with that. I don't know. I'm sure my companions wouldn't be too opposed. But if we are in town and are working on the job together, are you opposed to a different type of split if Mackinac and I are helping to do some of the work?
Yeah, sure. But if it's just me, I want most of it.
Oh, fair enough. It is your expertise. And in the off time, you could always work on the airship. Sometimes we have people that come by with extra parts. Perhaps you could find some that would be useful, and well, us on our adventures as well. Anything that we find that bring back for an airship, we obviously would.
Make a persuasion check, please, Colcoat.
Come on.
Oh my god! 1, 2 with my mod.
Tonight is cursed. Oh my
I
god.
love it.
He pauses for a second and goes, well, how about you talk to your friends? I'll have to think about it. I'm gonna see what I can clean up around here, okay?
Yes, and if you'd like to come see the part, anytime we're around, please stop by.
Yeah. He just kind of like grumbles off and goes sifting around in the wreckage. And Flavetti turns to you all and says, well, that was something.
Thank you
Yes.
for paying for his resurrection.
My windows shook when that happened. I'm surprised you're not all dead.
I guess we're not completely unlucky.
Well, what a day.
Yes, we should probably get our friends and try to get some rest after this. Can't imagine we'll be doing too much more today now.
Well, I'm gonna go back to the shop. If you need anything, you know where I am.
And you as well.
If you go to mess with this stuff again, maybe go about taking out a loan ahead of time or something.
Yes, we'll have to learn from this one.
He puts his hand on your shoulder and then turns to leave.
Well, Earl, should we head back to the other companions?
Definitely. Oh, wait, isn't everyone here but Mackinac?
And Linry. So, back at the guardhouse, Mackinac, your systems reboot after an hour or two since this craziness, and as you come back to consciousness, you have but a single HP. You're in a guardhouse in some sort of medical ward, and Lenry is next to you on one of these beds nearby.
Lenry, are you alright?
I'll live. A little shaken up, that's all.
How much health is Lenry missing?
4. I have 4 right now out of 19.
Throwing a healing word on you.
I could just heal myself.
It's already been thrown.
Oh, well, I'll take it.
Heal 3 HP.
Woo.
Okay.
What occurred after I lost consciousness? I do not believe opening the engine went as well as planned.
I don't know much either. We Kip died.
That
We-
is.
They brought him back though.
Oh. I see.
And then Cole, Erlebald left.
I see. So, if I understand correctly, aside from Kip's temporary fatality, everyone else did survive.
I think you and me got the worst of it.
Now, at this point, the door opens up, and the two of your missing party members, or three, I suppose, with Fraildas in tow, come back into the guardhouse, and you guys see that Macknar is awake.
Oh, good, you're up.
Yes, I'm glad to see that the rest of you were not as injured as I was. How long have I been unconscious?
A little bit now.
Yeah, a few hours at least.
Hmm.
Is Kip with them?
No, Kip is not there.
Okay. Did anyone sustain severe injuries?
I think we're all in a bit of rough shape, but nothing that hopefully a good night's rest won't help. Kip is, back at the airship trying to salvage. Somehow only only one of the three engines was destroyed. There's still two that seems like they'll be usable if we can fix them up.
That is good news. I was concerned that the damage from the explosion may have destroyed the entire airship that was being built.
Most of the hull, I believe, has sustained quite a lot of damage, but Kip is optimistic. The only thing now is that, well, he's quite indebted to Favecci for the 300 gold for bringing him back. Well, I had a thought and offered him a job in the shop. I thought if we were out of town, someone with his expertise could take on the work and, while Freydis ran the place, keep the business up and running if we were out of town.
It would be advantageous if our shop was still able to operate when we were not present.
Especially with someone skilled.
Yes, this situation would stand in. He's got quite a lot more of expertise than even the two of us combined.
Potentially.
I will concede that he most likely has more knowledge in regards to airships. I would still like to see his knowledge regards to other disciplines.
I'm sure he does not know anything about building a simulacrum. Or maybe he does. Perhaps I'll ask. Anyways, he was asking about payment. He'd either want a gold or two per day, or he'd get paid by a per-job basis. He'd originally asked for a split of 70-30 for anything that he took care of if we were gone. I might have lost his interest as he started getting focused on his airship. I don't know if we might have to offer him a bit more. Wondering what the thoughts are.
Could
Well,
we?
the daily payment might be a bit of a large sink on our funds, as we don't have consistent work all the time.
Yes, I thought as much.
The advantage to paying him his cut percentage per job could benefit us, since effectively we would be unable to complete the jobs normally, and we would be getting revenue we would not normally be receiving.
Yeah, true. Getting something rather than nothing. It would be nice that we can still operate, and, well, perhaps someone with expertise like him and make more of a name for ourselves.
It would be advantageous to befriend him as well. He does seem quite knowledgeable on a number of subjects.
Those blueprints, they were just mesmerizing. I'd love to see more.
I would like to get a better look at his full design.
That was
I would like
pretty
to speak with
homosexual.
Show me your blueprints.
Good God.
What are you made of?
I had to. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. I would like to speak with Kip and see the damage for myself, if the rest of you have no objection.
Well, if everyone is up and willing, I'm sure we have a bit of time to head down. He should still be down there, as far as I know. Lenry, are you feeling better?
A good bit.
Should we tell him that we are great souls if we're going to be working with him?
If he accepts the offer, I believe it would be a suitable explanation to explain our absence.
Yes, we would need to explain.
It may require an explanation regardless if we continue to work with him on his project.
Very
We
true.
would not want him to think that we were abandoning after offering our assistance.
A day-by-day basis might be...
Very costly.
Yes, especially if we have a time scope.
Ah, yes, we could come back and be broke.
I think we should offer to pay him a large sum up front, and then...
Well, perhaps if the
there.
airship piece, if that is of use for this one, that could be the upfront payment. It is worth a decent chunk of money, and I know if it is useful, you'd love to have it.
Definitely. But if he is not... if he is not convinced of the deal that we're offering him, I say we should offer as much as we can. This is definitely a resource that we would want to acquire.
I agree. And hey, most men can be bought with the right amount of money. Well, Macknar, shall we head down?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you guys collect yourselves. The guards ask you a couple of small questions before you leave, and eventually you're going down the roads and make your way back towards this airship here. Now, Kip is in there, and he looks like he's rather busy, and you guys are far away enough that you're just kind of like getting into the plaza, but you can see what's happened, and you can tell that the ship is not looking good, and miraculously the two engines in the back are still intact. One of them is definitely out. Are you guys going to go up and talk with him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You guys approach, and you're allowed over towards there. It looks like the guards have taken down the line and everything, and the rubble has been piled up into like a very large heap. And Kip welcomes you guys to come over. He just waves with like a wrench or something, and you can see that he's currently hooking things up between the ceiling and one of these engines here. Hey guys.
Hello, Kip. I'm glad to see you're well after your short-lived demise.
Yep. Just a little bit of debt, and here I am again. Back at it. Fuck, down an engine, but
It is quite unfortunate. Looking around at the damage evolution, I have mending. I have the Forge Cleric Channel Divinity that lets me magically create things. How much of the damage could I repair between both of those?
I think you could probably repair a good amount, but it would take time. Are you talking about in a single cast?
No, so for your context, Mackinac wants to repair as much damage as possible, and we'll spend the whole night here repairing damage if need be.
Right. I'd say combined with your Channel Divinity, you could probably repair a lot of it. You could probably get the two engines back into a spot where they're usable again.
Yeah, I assume the third engine would need to be built from the ground up. That's blown to pieces.
Yeah.
Maybe salvage parts, but
I think the third one was melted metal. there's not much there.
Hey, listen. There might be, something. Maybe those distilled, or I can't remember what it's called. Magic parts are like immune to fire or melting or whatever. They're just like sitting under a pile of molten metal.
Maybe.
Maybe they were blew up. Who knows? I'm not an expert in airship parts.
Not yet.
Well, if you want to help and get things fixed up around here, you're welcome to hang around. Just, don't mess with anything inside the engines for now, I think.
I agree. I will stick to things I'm familiar with, and will ensure we do not trigger another unforeseen incident.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. I've seen a lot of people mess things like that up, in their early days. A lot of people don't mention it, but it's not just we're rare because, hard skills to come by. A lot of us don't make it out of the engine room.
I see. On a different note, Kev. Given the recent incident, I understand your reluctance, but I would insist on showing me more of the blueprints to prevent further issues.
Nice try. That's not happening. You can take them from me when I'm dead.
I have no intention of doing so.
I'd hope not. God, you talk kind of funny.
That he does. Say, Mackinac, I recently said some things about you that might not be true. Can you die?
Oh, certainly.
Are you an adult?
You would have to explain what you mean by adult. I understand the term that is normally used for organics, however, it does not normally apply to simulacrum.
What ages do simulacrum mature?
Correct me if I'm wrong, Illusion, but simulacrum are like pretty much mature, like as they're born.
Yeah, pretty much. They hit the ground running, and a lot of the time they've already, they pick everything up within, months or the first couple of years.
Simulacrum are generally born with a great deal of knowledge within them, though there is a learning period that does not equate to what you would normally call childhood.
Whoa. So you're sort of an adult. I'll go halfway. This is good to know. Thank you.
In addition, Kip, Coldcoat did tell me that you had discussed possibly working with Catman Robotics.
Yeah, it was, he mentioned something about maybe having me at the shop. I don't really know if I'm ready for that.
It would benefit us to have another skilled engineer in the shop to work on jobs when we are not present.
Uh-huh.
And we did discuss, we're able to meet your request of 70-30 split per job. In any off time, you'd be able to work on the airship.
Well, I was thinking that split was maybe a little low. What do you say, 75-25?
I just kind of look at the other two.
Is this just for jobs that we are not directly participating in?
Yeah, I don't know what kind of stuff you guys do, but I can guarantee you that I can do it.
Well, if it's just him, I'm perfectly fine with him getting 100% of the gold, but...
We still have Freldis. Freldis
Oh.
would have too.
Oh, right. My apologies.
Freldis deals with the day-to-day so that
Freldis
Kip
looks
can just
over.
worry
He's
about
like,
his stuff.
wait, am I getting paid too? You guys don't pay me.
We don't pay Freldis?
We've given him
What?
spending money, but not a salary.
Don't worry, Freldis. I'll give you some gold when we get home.
He just a child soldier? Wait, I'm very confused. I was under the impression he was an employee here.
Like he's an employee, but like we haven't like given him like, oh, you're getting a gold a day. It's like here's 20 gold to make sure you don't starve. Or here's another 5 so you
Employee
don't starve.
quotation marks question mark
You know?
upside
Yeah.
down Mexican question mark.
You do raise a good point for this.
Upside down Mexican question mark.
I don't know if that's a sorry twitch or not.
Yes.
Like, are you guys good with the 25.75? I'm good with that.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, perfectly. Yeah.
I was just like waiting. Like I thought he was gonna try to get more. I was gonna be like, yeah, yes, deal.
That sounds like an acceptable offer, Kip. 25% of the fee would go towards Catman Robotics, and the remaining 75 would go directly to you as payment for your services.
Alright. Think we can do that. Make something of disaster. You got yourself a new employee. I'll have every job done up, and you'll see receipts and gold there whenever you guys pop in. How's that? He got a key for your place?
Yes, we do.
He extends a hand.
I'll shake it.
Okay. Yeah. What about the key?
We will have to have a spare made up for you.
Alright, well...
Earl just hands him his in the meantime.
Perfect. Alright, I'll get to it then. I guess we're working together, kid. And Fraildus just kind of looks over like, yeah.
Oh, Freldis, I think. What do you guys think? He should probably take 5% of it for himself, right?
Well, Colcode, I was thinking perhaps just giving Fraildas a flat salary to ensure that he can sustain himself while we are gone.
No, that
I would
works
feel
too.
quite terrible if his only source of income was reliant on infrequent jobs.
Are you
And he
guys
starved to death.
whispering this in the corner, or just, like, having this talk with everybody, like, before?
I mean, McIntyre was talking, assuming that Colcode said at full volume.
Oh
McIntyre
yeah,
said
I
at full
just
volume.
started talking about it in
So,
front of everybody.
Kip pipes up and he goes, "Hey kid, you don't want to get on salary. That stuff will fuck you. Unless it's real good, you just, work for the job. And the job will work for you." And you see Fraildas looks over and he's kind of like, he nods to Kip, but then he looks back and without need of an insight check, you can tell he's kind of like a fish out of water here.
Side note, Illusion. How expensive is it to live in Vosnox? Like, how much would a gold a day put somebody?
You
That,
could get a
like-
meal at a tavern for a couple of copper pieces, right? So if he
So
has
assuming
a
that
bed
Fraildas,
there, then yeah.
right? Like he's got a free bed, he's got free rent.
Yeah.
All he's spending gold on is like food and clothes and other shit, right?
Yeah, so like a silver a day for someone like him would be like, saving money and enough to eat.
All right, a gold would be like pretty good.
A gold would be a pretty sweet deal, yeah.
Is Favecci, did he leave or is he still
Yeah, he
around?
went back to his shop.
Okay. Maybe we can ask Favecci if he can give Freildis some tips about how to run things. If you'd like, Freildis.
Sure.
We
I
should
don't really
go
know
over
what's
that.
happening. Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Sure, what is it?
I don't really know what's happening anymore. You guys wanted me in the guard, and then we went to go fix this, and then there was an explosion, and everyone's alive, so that's good. And now this guy works for us. Yep. And I don't really know what's like. Does this not seem like a weird day to anybody else?
Oh, of course.
Am I in the guard or not?
No.
I do not believe you have joined yet, unless it had occurred while I was unconscious.
And we were under the impression that you didn't want to join, so you are not going to be in the guard.
No, I said I'd be okay with it. But I'm also okay with. So I'm at the shop now, right? I'm gonna be working at the shop with
Yes.
Kip. Okay.
Yes.
And
He does the work. He's good with tools, so he
Okay.
can do the work. You just handle the day-to-day. That's all you need to do.
and I'm getting money or I'm not getting money for that.
You are getting money.
Okay, all right. Okay. I feel much better about everything now.
Ah, good, good.
Okay, so what was Kip talking about with the salary thing? I don't know what that word means.
We can pay you on a daily basis with a consistent payment, or similar to how Kip is going to be paid on a per job basis.
Kip looks over and gives Fraildas a nudge, and Fraildas goes, "Okay, well, I think I want the other one, unless you guys think the first one is better."
Well,
Yeah.
the most you'll usually be spending your gold on is probably going to be food and basic needs, which a salary would be much better to cover.
He looks over at Kip, and Kip gives him like a kind of look.
If you were going to be spending all your money on something expensive like luxury darts, then I would go on a per job basis.
Kip seems quite confident in his abilities. I'm sure once word gets around, there'll be plenty of business.
Fraildas just kind of like looks around.
Table talk, guys. I'd say we offer Freeldos like either 5%, 5% of our 25, so we take 20, or
Yeah,
gold a
we're
day.
4 of us,
Yeah.
right? We each kind of get 5.
Yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
gets 5.
Mhm.
He'll be rich as shit if the Kip's good and
Yeah.
can cut a lot of work.
If Kip's actually doing work, we'll be set.
And it's like money's whatever. We got like someone
Listen,
who
we're getting
could
money
maybe
for doing
make
nothing
an
in 3
airship.
sessions. That's a
Yeah.
plus, right? Plus building reputation. Plus,
Uh-huh.
making Kip a little bit more friendly to it. Like it's a win-win-win situation.
Yeah, and
Mhm.
if we can learn anything from Kip, that's just so fucking good.
Yeah.
Because he's like a little goblin genius or whatever he is.
Racist.
He's a gnome. He prefers to be called a gnome, not a goblin
convinced he's
demon.
He's
like
a
a
gnomish
halfling
demon baby.
tiefling, a heefling, or
Like,
taffling.
gnomeling.
yeah, something like that.
I think gnomeling sounds better. Freldos, we can leave the decision up to you. You do not need to decide now, but I think either a gold piece per day or 5% of the 25 that would normally go to Catman Robotics. As your
Kip gives him a nudge and goes, "Take the 5." And you see Fraildas goes, I'll take the 5%, if that's okay.
You got it,
That's-
brothers.
Okay. So, what do we do now?
Well, we can return to the shop and go over the details of what will likely occur.
Sure. And Kip pipes up and goes, "Well, I guess we're working together, kid." And he shakes Fraildas' hand, and Fraildas says, "Yeah. Well, I'll see you later, Kip." And the two of them part. Are you guys going back to your shop?
Yeah, so my plan, I don't know what you guys want to do, is I'm essentially going to go back to the shop. We'll spend like an hour or two essentially going over with Freldos. Like, he'll be like the store manager, taking orders from customers and managing parts. And then, Kip will be the one actually doing the work.
Wait, is Kip going back to the shop with us?
And I think Kip's still working on his airship.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, so
Yeah.
I wanna...
Well, because like
Say
Freldos
something
has literally
before
just been
we
like living in the shop. Like, I don't know what he's been doing the entire time. I don't think he knows what he's been doing either.
He's probably
should
lonely. At least he's got
probably-
someone to talk to now.
Yeah, definitely. We should probably tell him that we're great souls, though. That would be very unfortunate if we woke up and it was 30 days later and he had no idea.
Well, like I still intend after we talk to Freldos, like send Mackinac off to help Kip prepare the airship and like tell him then probably.
Oh, okay.
Like we'll go over with Freldos the details, finalize how that's gonna work, go back to Kip, tell him that's gonna work, and then help him repair shit.
Mm-hmm. Alright, that works.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys get back to the shop and start to detail things out. And Fraildas, being the fairly sharp cookie that he is, at least when it comes to picking up new things, seems to sort of get what you're getting at. he's already been taking letters and notes and things like that, and can kind of read and write at a very basic level, and he seems to understand what it is that you're asking of him. And by the time that a couple hours have gone by, you're pretty sure that he's going to be able to manage this.
Sweet. On a side note, I guess, like in between time, like we're all aware that he can't read. Like Mac and I would try and assist him in learning to read and write.
We'd all take turns, I think, trying to teach him to read.
Sure, okay. So that definitely won't happen in a single night, but if you guys are here...
in between, you know, sessions or whatever it is.
So, the things you guys wanted to do apart from explain this was Mackinac, you wanted to go and help Kip, right? And then
once we figure out, have Farrell settled with what his responsibilities are, gonna go help Kip.
And how about the rest of you while Mackinac goes to do that?
I will bring the camshaft with
yeah.
Mackinac and bring that down to him. I don't think there's much I'll be able to do to help, so I'll probably stick around for a bit and then head off. But yeah, I'll come down and bring that camshaft to him. Okay.
So, let's see here. We shall do a... go ahead and make another tinker check, Mackinac. Or actually, no, make a wisdom check, given that you're doing the cleric thing here.
Oh god. You know, I'm just getting ready here. Don't worry about me.
No, I
don't worry. We can't have that many nat ones in one session.
You had to fucking say that, man. As I'm rolling the die, you had to say it.
It wasn't a nat 1.
I have a 2 wisdom, so it's 8.
So you're able to repair a good amount of this, and through the course of the night, you know, chat with Kip and kind of give him the lowdown on the shop and tell him about Fraildas, and everything seems to be in order. And with your magic, which Kip considers to be quite handy, you're able to repair a lot of the non-engine parts and get quite a bit of it back and up to speed. Now, the camshaft here, Kip will take, and you guys actually end up using it, transmuting its metal through your channel divinity into other parts to kind of fix things up.
Thank God we didn't sell that.
And other than the fact that, you know, there's a huge hole right there, the engines and all of the hookups to them look like they're in much better condition and may one day be usable again, though there's quite a bit here that's kind of still messed up. And near the end of the night, when you guys have been working for a while, Colcoat, would you stay there or would you go back to the shop?
I'd probably help out for a little bit, and then once it was obvious I was less useful because I don't have the magic, I'd probably head back and let Mackinac finish up.
Okay, so Mackinac, you and Kip have a talk as he's kind of looking at this, and he goes, "Hey, you got a couple machines in your shop, eh?"
We do have a number of machines used for various jobs, yes.
Yeah, I saw those. I've used them before. Would you mind if I left my, well, you know, if we moved these engines up there and I could work on them in the shop? You'd be okay with that? Could probably get them fixed and then bring them back down here when they're all ready.
Well, I have no issue with that. I would prefer not to have another incident within the shop.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you know, what are the chances of that
we would
happening
likely need
again,
to take
right?
precautions to ensure that there's no collateral damage.
Right. Well, I mean, it was just a suggestion. If you're not cool with it, I understand. It's your shop.
I have no issue with utilizing the tools there to assist in the repairs.
You sure?
Yes.
All right. Okay. I'll go see if I can find some people, and we'll shove these things back up there. We'll unbolt them and move them up. And with that, as things are getting quite late, Kip goes off and gets the help of some sympathetic guards, and they gradually return, and you guys see Kip and Mackinac and these guards, and they come in and they have with them the 2 engines, which are then placed on 2 of your heavy tables. The guards turn and go to leave, and Kip kind of looks around your shop and goes, nice shop. Yeah, this'll do.
I have a question, Table Talk.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a possibility to pay for the commission of some type of blast room?
Yeah. How big is that warehouse area in the back? We didn't really establish how big it was.
Yeah, it's probably about the same size of your shop room. So maybe like a 60 by 60 foot room?
Okay, that's sizable.
So you could actually build like the same size airship he was working on in there, but there'd be no way to get it out the door.
Oh, we just take the roof off. Okay.
There's no roof.
Oh.
Well,
never
we're
mind.
like sort of underground, aren't we?
Yeah, you're like in the rock.
Yeah, we'd have to like dig through a rock to get a view of the sky.
Could we fashion like some kind of little blast room back there just to work on engines and other volatile
Mhm.
things?
Yeah, it would take some time though, for sure.
Well, the other thing I was gonna say was, I mean, we haven't gotten to it, but like in the downtime to like add to like the miscellaneous project list, put some like blast doors in the front so that we can just like close the shop up and not have to deal with people like breaking in the window. Those like metal grates that like shopkeepers will like pull down, kind of thing.
Well, now you have 2 guards.
Yeah, but I mean, do we want the guards fighting, or do we want a giant metal barrier to prevent people from getting in?
We want metal barriers everywhere. That's
Metal
what we'll build our
Could
wall
we just
out of.
turn the entire
Giant
shop
metal
into an
wall.
airship and fly it out of Osinox? Build the airship around the shop?
I keep coming back to this.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Well, it would definitely be a lot of rolls. You're
yeah,
gonna need
no,
to get
I'll
very
complain.
rich. Speaking of which, what are the party funds at?
I think we have a bunch of money.
Has anyone been
Good amount.
tracking that? I
Yeah,
know we got...
it's 13 platinum and 493 gold.
Wait, how much?
Wait, what? 1,300?
No.
We have
Uh,
623 gold total.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
Wait,
pretty
how
Yeah,
good.
much?
only 13 platinum, not 130.
Like I'm counting the platinum with the gold at 623.
How much? What's the gold platinum conversion
10 to 1.
rate?
10.
Oh, okay.
10 gold for 1 platinum. So in platinum we have 130 gold. And then
Ew.
in just gold we have another 493.
God, we have so much fucking money. What the hell?
I mean, we've had poor rolls, but like we've been recovering from the poor rolls and still making out pretty well.
Yeah.
We just had double nat ones.
God, I
Exploded
can't
an
believe
airship,
that.
Killed an NPC. NPC's back alive. The airship's still kind of, mostly okay.
I mean, we can make it work as long now that
Mhm.
he's working for us. I feel like he's just fucking evil though. He's an evil little tiefling. And he's gonna corrupt Fraildas with his stupid anti-salary rhetoric.
Next thing we know, they'll be unionizing, demanding benefits and dental. I mean, come on.
I think-
Unbelievable.
I think that he would have been pushing for salary if he was union.
Listen, man, this is fantasy union.
Right, it's a
They don't follow
fantasy
the same
world where
rules.
unions are the
Nah, man.
opposite of what they are
Yeah.
in real life.
Salary will fuck you up. He said it himself.
Mackinac told him that we're great souls, right?
Yeah, I'd say that Fraildas and Kip are both aware of your condition.
Okay.
And Kip would be, kind of surprised with that at first, and then when you show him the symbol, he'd be like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Given that everything crazy that just happened to him in the last few seconds. So with that, it's late in the evening. Do you guys go for a long rest?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think anything else to do
Here
tonight.
comes the time skip.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys wake up feeling well and rested the next day.
Does the shop look like it's the next day? Or does it look like lots of shit's happened?
Give me 2 seconds here.
Are we
We're
up to our
just
knees in
corpses strewn across. The engine detonated while we were asleep. We're all dead.
I
So
wouldn't
you
doubt
guys
it.
can see that the engines have been cleaned up, and they look like somebody has been working on them overnight. And you also see that the shop is kind of disorganized, like there's tools in places where you guys didn't leave them, and you're certain that you've lost time. And Kip and Freildas are both in the shop, and you can see Kip looks like he's passed out on one of the couches there, and Freildas on another. What do you guys want to do?
Oh. Alright.
So
Which one of us is gonna make breakfast now?
Just eat
I-
the ration.
I can.
Earl is also going to attempt to make breakfast.
Oh no! Goes over, he pulls out like a cereal box and turns it over, and just a bunch of darts pull out.
Dardios.
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 Oh man.
Highly nutritious.
Now, as you guys are getting up and start to, make food and begin the day, you see that Freildas starts to wake, and he goes, "Oh, you guys are back. Money's on the table."
Oh, how long's it been throughout this?
It's the 84th.
It's not terrible.
Well, that's only, what, a week?
11 days.
Yeah.
But we finished up that carriage job, so, there's that.
Well,
Oh, good job.
good work.
Take a look and see what's there.
You can see that there's receipts and everything. It looks like the carriage job cost 50 gold, and so you guys got 10.
Sweet.
Alright. 10 gold we wouldn't have.
Anything been going on the last few days for this?
No, just, working a whole bunch with Kip. He sleeps a lot, and when he's working on stuff, he doesn't let me just stand around and watch, so, it's been kind of neat. Got my hands dirty.
Yeah, is he teaching you anything?
Well, we fixed up that cart, but he won't let me touch the engines. I don't really want to, though.
That's probably for the best.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you've been enjoying things so far in your new role.
Yeah, it's been good.
I'm glad to hear it. Geez, I wonder if after that time skip, perhaps we should check in with Ragref today. I'm not sure if it'd be too late for that offer.
Well, we never did decide how we would want to accept.
Well, if it's still available, I guess the options were guard or military. If we want either.
I thought about it, and I'm against it now. I feel like sending Freildas off alone and...
Oh, no, not Freildas. He's doing a heck of a job here. If anyone joined it would have to be us.
I suppose
Everybody
I'm the one
looks at each other.
I suppose I'm the one with the most formal guard training.
My thoughts on it. While I have no objection to assisting the guards in keeping Vasanok safe. The thought of going into combat on a regular basis does not sound pleasing.
Yeah, it does not leave a lot of time for scavenging.
Precisely. Various workshop projects would be delayed.
Knowing what's going on with neighboring cities, being able to keep the cities safe will make sure that no trouble reaches Vasanux. But I agree that it would delay all of our future projects.
Yes, I don't suppose he said he didn't mention any time frame if there was any way to get out of it once you're in.
Table talk, because I'm still having difficulty wrapping my head around it, Lucian. Would we be at like the beck and call of the guard, or is it more of like if something's happening, they send out a letter saying like, "Hey, something's happening tonight. Show up if you can." Are we like obligated to show up? Or...
You're not actually certain which of those two it is.
That would be something to ask.
If you had a guess, given that it would be the Aurelian military that you'd be working with, it would probably be expected that you show up when they call for you to show up. But that doesn't necessarily mean that that's the way it is.
Okay. So for a tale talk purpose, I mean, or we can do it in character, I don't really care. I'd be opposed to like the beck and call, like, you know, if something's happening, we suddenly have to drop everything. I'd be more open to the, you know, there's some big, you know, excursion or operation happening, and like they send word that they need extra hands, like we would show up if we can, kind of thing. So I don't want to like commit Fereldos to like being in the military, right? If we need a representative.
Yes, Mackinac, I agree. We've got
I'm glad you understood what I said.
We've got quite a few different goals to go after. It would be tough to have to put all that aside.
I agree. It sounds like accepting the captain's offer would force us to put their priorities above that of Catman Robotics, which is not something I'm looking forward to.
Well, as we've seen from our venture into the jungle, there might be other priorities that the military would not care about, but might be more pressing to this world.
Oh, going on a frog hunt.
We hunting frogs now.
Let's go gigging.
Well, my input to the group would be that while we decline the captain's offer, we do let him know that we would be open to joining the guards in a future operation should they require our assistance.
Yes, of course. If we're not out on some other business or, well, in our time skips,
Precisely.
We can help anytime they need us. Well, I suppose once we've had our breakfast, we can head over and have a chat with Ragrif.
Okay. So you guys go ahead and eat, and sure enough, you find that Kip is asleep for the whole thing. You don't know what time of day he decides to wake up, or how it is that he hasn't yet, given all the noise you guys are making. But eventually, are you guys headed over to the guard?
I believe that's the plan.
Okay. It doesn't take you too long to wander through these familiar streets before eventually getting towards the guardhouse where Ragref works. And after stepping inside and talking with someone at the table there, he comes out to speak with you all, and in a corner of the room he goes, "Huh, you're all back. How was it? You were gone for some time."
This just seems like the next day for us. We remember speaking to you last time, and well, nothing really since then.
Fair enough. So, did you give the offer any more thought? I'm expected to put in a letter soon.
We did consider.
Oh, I see. Alright. So no it is, then?
We hate to disappoint, but... Well, we've just got so much other stuff in this world going on that we must tend to, our business, personal ventures. We just cannot commit to being at the beck and call of the military. We do wish to assist in any way we can when we are around, but I'm afraid that is probably the best we can offer at this point.
Well... I'm saddened to see that you're turning down this opportunity to help the Empire, but if you feel that your lives are pulling you elsewhere, then so be it.
I feel that we still will be able to help the Empire, just in a different way. We have this land and this city in our best interests.
Well, let's hope that the Yuan Ti are still held back in the south and no new war breaks out.
Is there any news from the fort that you said weird things were going on with them?
I've heard that they've lost more people, and Cruxiat is churning out soldiers as fast as it can. But none of the forts have been lost, if that's what you mean. And no Yuan Ti sightings on this side, so they're doing their job, just like all citizens.
Was there ever any news of the frog creature?
Doesn't seem like it. I put in the report, so they know about it, but no sightings.
The news from the fort, is there anyone that's actually been there, or is it all just word of mouth through letters or some other means?
Oh, the letters come to me by courier, so they've been passed from one place to another. There's nobody here who actually works at the forts. To be perfectly honest, from what I know, when soldiers rotate out of there, they're usually headed for Oris Ren. Bosnux isn't really a popular vacation spot.
Now they just don't want to pay to come in.
There's also that. Yep. Well, I respect your decision. And, I'm glad that I offered it to you, even if you didn't take it. I'll find a good group of men to take on the job.
And as we said, we still wish to offer our assistance. If not under official employment, it's still our city as well.
Well, if that's the case, the Jackknife Gang is still just as strong as it was before. Maybe you could see about taking care of them.
Yes, I think I know someone that might be interested in that.
That is definitely something on our radar.
So, anyway, I should get back to work. It's been a pleasure talking to you all. Good luck out there.
You as well, friend.
And my offer's still there. If you do want to ever join into the army or become a guard, I'd be willing to put in a recommendation. Okay?
Well, it's appreciated.
Alright. Have a good day. He walks away, and your group steps outside of the guardhouse. With that, what do you guys want to do?
Well, I guess, are we just going to return to the shop and see if we can assist. God, I need
Yeah.
whatever his name is.
Well, if we're in town, we could always try to set up the modifications in the back room, make it more kid friendly.
Oh,
Is there any kind of library in Vossinex?
There is. It's not a particularly impressive one, but there is a little archive.
I might stop by the library and see if I can find any information about these planar portals. Try to get an idea of what we're actually dealing with.
That will be interesting piece of information to have on hand if you can find some.
If anyone cares to tag along, I might stop by right now.
I'll go.
Okay.
Good. I might need you to explain some of the magical terms.
I'll do what I can.
Oh, by the way, at a breakfast, how good was Lenry's out of 10? Does it compare to Gaius's?
Probably
Henry.
not.
Roll a wisdom check, please.
I mean, I'm not bad at those. Just straight wisdom.
Yes.
In theory, I'm not bad at those.
Hey!
22.
Surprisingly, perhaps, quite good. Maybe druids just know how to cook.
As we're walking away, I'll just mention, look, in that breakfast, I hope Gaius never hears me say it, but it was delicious. You have to keep making it.
It's
I'm sorry,
just what-
Gaius.
It's just what I was taught.
You druids. I got to go to the Blue one day. I'm sure the food is so good.
They won't let you in.
You haven't seen Cold in action.
They
maybe
barely
you-
let Gaius in.
If Gaius can get in, I can get in.
He got in because he was a druid.
I can
That's
make
it.
fog.
Can make fog. Something explodes somewhere.
Give me a second.
His famous explosion-resistant fog.
That
So you guys
that
wander
might
off.
be enough.
And when you gradually make your way over towards the archive there, they charge you a silver piece each to go in and look around. Do you guys pay?
I'll cover Lenry
Okay.
for helping me out.
And wandering into there, you start to look around, and you're looking for what exactly?
Anything to tell me about planar portals, or I guess anything about Titan as well, or any of the magical beasts that deal with planar portals.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna roll up.
Cat's laying on my Xanathars. The description.
So you find that there is a little bit of writing here on portals. It doesn't seem to be much in terms of religious text, kind of what you'd expect from the Empire. But you do see that there's a little book that has to do with the different planes. And I'd like you to make a investigation check, please. See how well you comprehend it.
Investigation 17.
Okay. So, you're able to understand a good deal of this, and you actually managed to commit to memory a few of the different planes and some of the other places that you can go. It seems that, according to the book at least, the most common planes that the material world links to are the elemental planes, but there's plenty of others, and they range from hellish landscapes to beautiful heavenly gardens, all of that. There's quite a bit to take in. Now, as you're looking through there, you do notice something which is interesting. apparently, not all of them, but many portals have a sort of color associated with them that has to do with where they're going to. And you find that the sort of like murky darkness that you had seen in the portal where that frog came from is not represented in any of the ones that you see here.
Oh,
So,
interesting.
a mystery. Now, you also learn from the book that there are demi-planes that exist, which are like smaller planes that are often unrecorded or maybe only exist temporarily, things like that. So maybe that's what was going on, but you're actually not really certain where that frog thing may have come from.
Alright, that's good stuff.
Now, what are the rest of you guys up to while they're off reading for a few hours?
Mac and I will head back to the workshop, and assuming that there's no like current job that we've taken on, clean up the workshop, see if Kip needs help on the airship or engine parts or whatever.
Okay. Who's feeling lucky today?
Oh, not me.
Who hasn't rolled?
Endless luck.
Guess I'll roll.
I screwed up the last one, I think.
Here we go.
Or did I have a decent one? Oh, god damn, I suck.
Okay. You find that there is no additional work, so at the moment, that carriage job seems to be what there was, and right now they're just waiting to see if anything else comes in. As far as stuff goes with the engine, Kip seems to have made some progress, but he tells you that there's not really anything that you can do, and right now he's actually doing some calculations and trying to figure a few things out. He's very much like in his books right now.
Okay. So given that there's no current work due, can I start planning designs for like a metal grating for like the window or like the front of the shop?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So you think of some security features and start to plan that out. And gradually, later on in the evening, Lenry and Colcote return.
How was your excursion to the library?
Oh, it was good. We found some few interesting books. Lenry explained some terms I didn't understand, and well, I think I'm well on my way. I think one day, if we can learn enough, perhaps we can harness the power of these planar portals to transport ourselves.
In other words, we have no idea where the frog things came.
Yes, very unhelpful in that regard. I think the next city we're in, I might have to have another look. We're more on the technological side here in Vossinex, so I'll have to find more in another city.
You could do a trip to Solsland, to the biggest library available.
Need the airship first. We're not gonna walk that far.
It's a hop,
Bunch
skip,
of
and a jump
hotheads.
away.
I'm never going anywhere near the
Listen,
other
if we had
groups.
an airship,
Soup is terrified at the other groups.
I'm staying away.
It's just
I don't want them to attract a cannibal cult to us.
Soup made the
We
mistake
just
of watching
return.
them. Now he doesn't want to be anywhere near him.
Fucking Fraildos is just hanging there once we open the door.
I should
Heads
just put
on
their
pikes.
markers on your map so that you always know where they are.
Hell yeah.
I'm... Okay, we're gonna do this.
Uh-oh.
Would... I mean, my own knowledge on this stuff has failed already. But would my hometown have maybe anything that could relate to creatures like that?
Oh, you think that the druids of Valu are incredibly knowledgeable? They're very secretive, and they keep to themselves, but you know that they hold like a ton of forbidden knowledge, so they very well could know what that was or where it came from. Whether or not you could coax it out of them is another thing. Now, given your lineage, that would probably have a lot of weight.
Well, and they're all about balance.
Yeah.
You know what?
So it
I have
might
a
be.
question.
A giant frog demon probably disturbs that.
Yeah. They would
Is the
more likely than not be on your side.
is the portal under Valuk? That's not common knowledge, is it?
No,
No.
And at this point, you would have said nothing, hey? Right?
no, definitely.
It's secret of Valuk. Okay, I just want to make sure. I do not know it.
We could always see if the druids would have any knowledge about it. At the very least, I know that they wouldn't want a giant frog demon running around.
Yes, I don't think that's good for anybody.
It's time for a road trip.
They should let us in, or at least me.
And me. Right?
Definitely not Mackinac though. They will not let him
Mhm.
within a mile.
He's pretty charming.
No, that won't do it.
Savage.
He's charming, but they really do not like.
Why would they not like me?
Simulacra.
I have never been to the city.
They're a little racist.
I see. Perhaps we can bring some literature to better educate them.
No,
That'll
I don't
go
want
on
to
well.
They should let Colcoat in, and maybe Erlabald, sans some daggers.
Daggers.
But Mackinac, I'm sorry to say that they will not let you in, no matter how charming or persuasive you are.
What if we put some branches and twigs on them?
Someone tried that once. Didn't end well.
Table talk. Splitting the party seems like a terrible idea.
Oh yeah, no, please no. I don't want to do that.
Just leave Mackinac alone in a swamp.
Well, Mackinac cannot die, so
Oh yeah.
clearly this is.
Or
Fun.
drown. So
That's true.
We just dump him at the bottom of the ocean. He'll be fine.
Just let him
2
be
years
boogie
later,
on
he
there.
walks out of the ocean with like a coral colony on him.
Guys.
Well, Lenny, I'd love to go to Valu at some point. I just wonder if perhaps the issues down south might be something that may require attention sooner rather than later. We know what that thing was capable of, and the last thing we'd want is a fort to be taken. I just fear with our time skips, by the time we are able to make the journey, well, the fort could be long gone by then.
There are certainly a few interesting rumors about.
At the very least, perhaps we should find out more about what is going on. Just me here? Guys?
Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, I'm just thinking we've got not a lot of things we can do without splitting the party. Yeah, because we've got to work on that airship, right?
I mean, listen, we could if we can make our own airship and fly it to Valu.
Yeah, if we
I
can
have.
just-
I
doesn't matter,
can
we can
propose a thing here,
Oh,
and this will be slight table talk. If, for instance, I can't play for a long time, that sending Lenry to Valu to get info would be a perfect.
all right. So
Perfect
the key
thing.
here is purposefully just incapacitate yourself IRL so we can get this knowledge. This is important. All right.
You're gonna have to go back to the drink there, Koala. I'm sorry.
I mean, the only alternative I see, and this would be up to Illusion, whether we can like have like a forced, fast forward session.
I'm not opposed to those, depending on, how much of it you want to do.
I think right now, I mean, there's some stuff going on. We're not really too sure about anything.
Yeah, if you want to stay
Do you
in
know
town.
we've got the airship? Yeah, I think we probably just, if everyone else is cool, we'd probably just make the modifications to the shop.
God, I sort of just want to spend all the gold I have on mercenaries and just fucking storm the jackknife gang.
Oh,
just
right,
kill
shit,
all
the
of them.
jackknife gang.
Yeah.
Just
We
hire
have
like
s-
30 people
Yeah,
and just
we have
fucking
so
wage war
much
on them.
gold. Let's just annihilate them with mercenaries, right? I mean,
Remember
Or
that
is
their
that
numbers
not?
have been growing too, though. Although you guys put a dent in them that one day.
Hmm.
With the fucking legendary dart of destruction.
oh, so good.
Now here's a question: can we make explosive darts?
And then cast exploding on them.
Like cast exploding and just have
Just
double explosion
little
darts?
miniature
Bursting,
nukes.
exploding
Yup.
dart.
Yep.
I would say that you could probably do that. You'd need somebody who knows like alchemy. That would probably be the required skill set for that sort of thing. Or maybe Fovecci has explosives. Who knows?
Fetchy, we could probably find an
Turn
alchemist. dude,
Pavecci to an
Fetchy.
arms dealer, Jesus.
I am totally okay with doing a fast forward as long as we're talking like a few days. If you wanted to fast forward like, 10, 20 days, I'd be like, okay, that's too much. But if you want to fast forward a few days, just see how the airship goes, how business goes, things like that, I'm totally cool with that. If you want to, go and spend money around town, for sure. Just let me know what you guys are thinking.
I mean, like, for tabletop purposes, like, we have a bunch of money. Do we want to spend it on something / what's a worthwhile
Yes.
investment at this point? Right? But we have the money. It's burning a hole in our pocket. What do we do with it?
Just
Oh,
buy a
bullet.
fuckload of mercenaries and bomb the shit out of the jackknife gang.
But
Come on,
actually,
easy
seriously,
peasy.
how much does it cost to like hire mercenaries?
So,
If we went,
for just basic mercenaries, like your hired sellsword who's probably, like a criminal or like a militiaman or something, like we're talking 12 AC plus 3 to hit plus 1 damage, those kind of things, right? Like a bandit level. You're probably looking at a couple of silver a day for their costs.
That's nothing.
Which is quite little. Now, if you want to go up to like, a knight whose job is guarding a noble, right? That's a lot of money for a very skilled warrior who's probably got, like 80 HP and multiple attacks, and, that kind of thing, right? So it depends on what kind of spread you would want. Now, could you just throw a whole bunch of money so that people could go and do like a 3-day trip down to the Jackknife Gang and just scorch earth the place without you guys even leaving town? With 600 gold, oh yeah, you got plenty. You could easily do that.
Yeah.
Now, you'd have to
the
see
other
if there
thing
is enough help, depending on how big of a force, right? But yeah, you could potentially do that.
The other thing that was that we still run into the same issue when we were doing the other excursion is that if we time skip while we're traveling, we just like lose 2 weeks. We're paying these mercenaries for 2 weeks, or they go back home without us.
Yeah,
Right.
that's something I was also thinking about.
Um,
Because I've been thinking ever since we got like a lot of money the first session, like we gotta order some mercenaries, but
yeah. Or
But I
we're
thought
gonna
about the
flashback
time
to what
scale.
happened in
How much would a
season
great soul
1 Thursday
mercenary
session
cost?
where like
You'll have to ask the other groups.
oh man.
hey, let's just
Yeah,
put
wait.
up flyers. Oh, come
There you
see
go.
Catman Robotics. They can correspond through frail this.
oh, that's true. We could have frailed us talk through
Mhm.
us. He'll be the extension of our will. Oh man. No, but I legitimately think that maybe we don't get too spendy, but we should at least try to stunt the growth of this gang.
Yeah, well, like we were not saving our money for anything specific, right? Like,
Mhm.
airship, sure, long term, but we don't even have the means to build it, even if we had infinite money right now, right?
Mhm.
I could make a gun for 200 gold.
Oh yeah,
I want
you
to
could
get
go
That's a
up.
lot of money, though.
So, times by 4 the number of guys that you would want, because that's roughly the trip there and back, and you would have a rough estimate. Now, granted, labor costs will come with luck rolls and persuasion and all that, but that's kind of what you'd be looking at. So, I mean, if you wanted 10 people, that's 10 silver times, times 4, so 80 silvers, so that's 8 gold, right? Now, the Jackknife Gang, its numbers, last you guys heard, was like a couple dozen or something like that, so how much you want to risk giving like an equal number or going above, or, you don't really know what their base is like, that sort of thing. But that is an option. You could definitely just go, hey, we're going to throw down a bunch of gold on something and just see if we can throw money at that problem, wake up a few days later and have it solved.
Oh, I didn't know it was just a couple dozen. Wait,
Yeah, if we play it right,
Monday's
we could
in.
take them on our own. Like we had no issues with the group
like,
we fought before.
but we kind of want like Mackinac, anyone that can tinker to be at Vossanox, right? So you can learn how to make a ship, so we can make our own ship eventually.
Alright, we'll just pay them all to go. We won't even go with them. They just do it for us, right?
Have we hit the RTS stage of the D&D where we're just hiring mercenaries and sending them off on missions?
I don't think anyone's tried this yet, so I mean...
We can start getting you like little unit tokens and stuff. Put a couple
Oh,
zealots
What's
over
our supply
here.
cap at right now, Lucian?
Put
How
a
many
proxy
more?
racks over here. There's no supply cap in this game.
I mean, no supply. Oh, that's a
It
mistake, sir.
wouldn't-
This is
It
a
would-
Age of Empires. I'll say it's like an AoE like 200 supply cap game.
Okay, sorry, you said 4 days for the trip, right?
Yeah, 2 days there, 2 days back with no complications. That's what you're
Okay,
looking
let's
at.
just... So if we just said, let's say 5, how much is it for like one... We fought them, so we have an idea of what their skill level is. We want to basically up one skill level, and that's who we're hiring.
And then send how many?
Well, it depends how much they cost per guy.
Okay, so do you guys want to
Also-
do this during your next day? Just kind of like, ask around town, see what sort of mercenary help there is, that sort of thing?
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'm
Sure.
thinking maybe Lenry and Earl go with them, right? Because it couldn't hurt, and it's not like we're going to be doing a whole lot of help with the tinkering.
True.
And it'd be good to make sure all our guys don't just die to a tripwire bomb trap or something.
Well, you are splitting the party there if you send people
Yes.
on a couple day trip.
I would say we should send everyone. Like, don't worry about Mackinac losing a few days. Like, you need your tank. You need your unkillable tank. Come on.
Yeah.
Now we'll have like
I didn't
a
get this
couple
24
VGL.
AC to not use it, guys.
I mean, it's only 4 days, and this thing is gonna take a
Yeah.
while to build. And it's like, well, it's 4 days, and we might time skip, which is the big concern.
So yeah, so okay, like we're running towards the end of the session, so like obviously we're not gonna start probably like today, and like
Mhm.
this is probably metagaming, but Lucian, can we try to plan around the inevitable time skip that would happen next session? Like,
Nope.
yeah,
The time skip is out of your hands, my friend.
yeah.
The complication.
Unfortunate.
On a side note, Monday said they're in if they can keep the kills.
I can respect that.
'Cause, like the issue I'm
That's
saying,
actually really funny. We could
Yeah.
try to put out a bounty on the Jackknife Gang.
Now, you forget that Monday is fucking over here, so...
Yeah, they're so far away.
Like, how...
Oh, I didn't forget. I'm just.
Well, I was thinking
pointing
about
out.
Wednesday group because they're sort of they're like right
Which
outside
one?
ours,
Yeah.
Ren. And they're going to do something with them. I
Now,
think.
now, table talk. If you wanted to actually do a thing where a flyer shows up to Wednesday group, where you guys hire them to go and kill the Jackknife Gang, I could see to it that that happens. Now, whether or not they'll take the job, I leave up to their players.
Mhm.
And obviously, what you offer them as a reward will, help influence their decision. But if you guys actually wanted to do that, you could. I don't know if they'll take it. They recently got a really super spoopy puzzle box, so I have no idea what they're planning to do on their session. But you could do that.
I mean, there's also the like, we don't really know they exist. It's like
You would be putting out a flyer like all great souls.
all
Calling
great,
all
like,
great
please show up in
souls.
Vossanox.
Well,
It's
I-
not a
I-
trap, I swear.
You get a bunch of
didn't
normal
think it was
people
like-
who are pretending.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was like just great souls. I thought we were just like All right, if you wanna, if you wanna help take down the Jackknife Gang and earn
Well-
10 gold or something, go ahead.
Is Great Soul's time skips common knowledge now?
No, I would say that people know that they're cursed, but they don't really know what that means practically a lot of the time. Yeah, at least with commoners. With people who are a bit more educated, they would have an idea of how it works. So people like Fovechi or the guard captain, they need only 2 seconds before they know exactly what you're talking about. With like a peasant, they would, potentially miss some things.
I feel like it's an interesting idea, but like we should bench it for now.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like if it was like a big thing, if it was like, oh, there's this big evil bad guy that like we wouldn't feel comfortable taking on, but like maybe like we can hire another group to like take
That'd
on
be
like
so
something
funny
else
if
or
they
something.
TPK'd to him. You guys don't pay
We
him
send them
anything,
in- we
eliminate
send them
Wednesday
in.
group.
They TPK weaken him, and then next session we finish him off.
Yeah.
The perfect plan.
Well, we
This-
could
this is the
definitely.
plan to be the DM within the game, where we get enough money that we dictate every other group.
We just set up fake towns and throw like we pre-organize monsters to run through the towns. Oh,
You just have to get rich by setting up like a Catman Robotics in every town, right? And then all the
Oh my
trickling
God,
money comes in, and then
franchising
That's-
is the
that's the
future,
dream.
Alicia.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm totally.
Oh
down
god, if
for-
we could do that, we could essentially like just make your job real fucking easy, Illusion.
Just there's only one group, and every time a new group starts up, you guys just kill them.
Well, no, I mean
How long can a group
like,
survive before Catman Robotics kills them?
It's the new challenge.
group that kills Jackknife Gang gets 200 gold or something. Just guarantee that they're
That's a
dead.
lot of gold, man. I think we can like
We
go
have,
like 50.
we have so much fucking gold.
Yeah, but like we can we want to
Yeah,
start
I mean,
saving
200
for
is
like
a
the
little
big projects.
excessive.
Or like, hey, Pavechi gets this magical item that we totally want, but it costs 2,000 gold. Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Right. We don't
Yeah,
want to just like dump
we don't
all
wanna-
of it. Yeah, we can like we have how much right now? We have how
We
much
have
gold?
630.
Yeah,
have-
like, we have
we have,
630 gold. We could
Yeah.
spend like 300 right now. Still have 300 gold left over as like a backup.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to spend over 200 or over. I don't know. I feel like spending 100 gold and just guaranteeing that this
No.
gang is eliminated.
No.
might be
You say
a good idea.
guaranteeing?
You
There's no
could.
guarantee.
You could just leave the gang alone, get yourself a new gun, new bullet, maybe some new armor, a fancy hat, automated guns.
I'm saying we
for
can
the
do
shop.
both, right? We spend like 200-300 to equip ourselves. Spend another like you said it was gonna be 8 gold to get like 10 bandit level guards, mercenaries.
better idea. Let's hire the Jackknife Gang to kill the other groups.
There you go. Oh, there's a plan. We go in, we wreck all their ship, we don't
It's
kill
a
them, we just capture them, saying,
masterpiece.
"All right, you work for us now."
Genius. We return to the shop after a time
Wait,
skip.
No,
Everything.
that totally works in character though, because we're losing time because there are other great souls. If there's no other great souls, we stop losing time,
It's true.
right? That's how that works.
It's true.
But wait, we don't.
I see
know
potential.
we don't know the connection in character, right?
No.
Like, all right.
Oh, is that
yeah.
not part of the lore?
No.
I thought that was like pseudo common knowledge.
No, sorry.
Are
Oh,
there
okay.
great souls aside from PCs?
Yes, there are.
All right, I didn't. I
There's a
wasn't
few of them.
100% sure.
Hey,
Would
knowing
that-
Favechi,
Hmm.
does he get like any good items to buy at any point?
Oh yeah, he gets stuff. It's just you guys have been so poor that there's no real point looking at the shelves because you're like, "Pfft, when am I gonna have all that
That's
money?
630 gold. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we should probably
Man.
check out Favechi's
We
stuff.
should.
Sure. Yeah, you guys could go and see what he's got.
Let's just buy a puzzle box. Hell yeah. Easy peasy. We'll just do the rat thing. Simple.
I mean, if everyone, we don't have to buy anything, but if we can just see what he's got and see what he's up to, maybe.
Sure. Does someone want to roll a luck roll? See what kind of cool stuff Favechi has?
Not it.
I'm always
I can
lucky.
roll. but I do not take responsibility if I
Okay,
do.
so you guys sleep one night, and then the next day go to check out Favechi. So make a luck roll to see how things have gone the next day.
Alright, who's rolling? I have infinite luck, so I'm willing to roll.
Oh, are you going for it? Or am I going
No,
for
no,
it?
no, you go for it, you go for it.
You blow up a few characters in a fiery explosion, and now no one wants to roll luck dice anymore.
Yeah, like... fuck it, man. Jesus, like, come on.
Wow.
What is with sevens tonight?
I don't
I mean,
know.
Lucky number
seven's not natural one. I'm a happy camper.
Okay.
Is that the point you hit? Is
So-
that one we're happy?
Yeah.
There isn't any new work. Nothing like that comes in during the day. You guys get up early in the morning, you go out, you take your cash with you, and you decide to maybe go and see what there is in town. Now, first on your stop is Favechi's. You want to know what he's got. And when you get there to look around, you see he's got a decent number of interesting items in his shop. Are you guys looking for anything in particular?
So, personally,
Hmm.
I'm looking to upgrade my weapon because I realized I'm using a mace, but I have like proficiency with all martial weapons.
Ah, okay.
There's like a morning star or something that I could turn into a morning star.
Sure. I would say that he would probably have a Morning Star, but he would not have a basic one. It wouldn't be something you get from a blacksmith. It would be like, jewel-encrusted scepter of beating people to death while looking really swagged out, that sort of thing. So, you could purchase this if you want. It is 70 gold.
Jewel encrusted morning star of beating people with swag.
Yes. It's a combination of gold and silvery colors with little gems on it here and there.
It's a bit much for Mackinac. Side note, what materials are required to keen a weapon?
Oh, to keen a weapon.
Just like to keen or masterwork a weapon.
You
like
would need
raw
additional
materials.
steel, but it's mostly just the skill to do it. There's only a few blacksmiths that are
okay.
capable of such a thing.
I assume that is something Mackinac cannot do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you guys wanted to get any of your stuff keened, that is possible. I would say Vosnex would have such facilities. You'd have to go ahead, look at the website, look at the costs, and see if you guys are anywhere close to any of that.
Keen?
Okay.
Question mark?
Keen increases the crit range. So instead of
Oh.
critting on 20, you crit on 19 or 20.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
where's that on the? Is it on the website?
Under
Yeah.
equipment, yeah.
So,
It's 500 gold plus the weapon cost times 2.
yeah.
So most of our
Simple.
gold just to keen one weapon.
Now, you can also do it for ammunition. So you could get 20 arrows or bolts keened for, like 100 gold.
Or
you
darts.
So you could also do that with darts, and I would say it would also be 100 gold. So for 100 gold, you could get 20 arrows that have a doubled crit range. Or sorry, 20 darts with a doubled crit range. This wouldn't be from Favechi, but I would definitely say there's somebody in town who could do this. And, over the course of a day or two, could have it ready for you.
Oh man, wait, that sounds so good. I need to think. God damn it! I wish I went Eldritch Knight, so I could just use one keened dart and bam, put back to my hand.
Yeah. Now, just like most ammunition, sometimes they break or get lost, so you won't have these forever. But you can always, whenever you have the chance to look around a battlefield afterwards, there's a good chance you'll find most of them. So, yeah, taking Eldritch would have gotten you that. But on the bright side, you can explode darts, so...
Yes, I prefer my exploding darts, but that could have been interesting to just have one dart that I spend all my money on. Fucking just keened, masterworked.
If it
Painted gold.
explodes, I mean, you would have double the explosion damage.
Is that...
Hmm.
I don't... Oh, it is how it works, yeah.
From the crit, right? So...
Yeah.
You
Wait,
have a
it's
higher
so
chance
good.
of going nuclear.
I'm just a paladin. I fucking wait till I crit and then I spend my shit.
Wait till you crit, spend your shit.
I mean, could he spend like 50 gold for 10 darts? Or does
I'd
he have
say
to spend
yeah.
like the full amount?
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
That doesn't sound like a bad investment to me. 10 darts with increased crit range for only 50 gold.
You
Yeah, that
guys
sounds
be okay with that?
phenomenal.
5 gold a dart.
How much money do I have on my person?
Now this is base cost,
Alright,
so
no.
we will have to roll luck to see what
Yeah,
costs
yeah,
in
but
the
I'm-
city. But yeah,
Does Favechi have anything that, like, if I look at it, I just think, oh, that object is shrouded in mystery?
ooh,
I thought you wouldn't have it. I have to find a blacksmith at some point.
let's see. Actually, you go ahead and roll. Go ahead and make a luck roll, please. Mystery.
Mystery roll.
Nope.
There's the nat one.
He
Wait,
does.
Really? God damn it.
Fovechi has a object which is kept in a glass case behind a. He has like a cloth over it so that you can't actually see what it is.
It's so tempting. Favechi, what's that one there?
He kind of walks over and then seeing what case you're at, he goes, "Oh, yes, that one. It's an interesting piece, isn't it? I got it a few days ago from some travelers that were keen to be rid of the thing. Are you familiar with what a puzzle box is?"
I don't know, am I?
Would
Make a history check, please.
would
Can all
that
of us
have
make history checks?
would that have come down the family line to avoid puzzle boxes at all costs?
You can make a history check as well.
That's 14.
Okay.
That's not bad.
I would say
Avoid.
That is 17.
both of you are aware of the myths surrounding them. Much like the Great Souls myth, these stories that get told repeatedly, puzzle box too exist in the common mythos, and they're apparently portals to other worlds. But beyond that, you're not really sure what to think of them, because in some stories they're objects of tragedy, and in others they're objects of great elation and wealth. So you don't really know what's going on. Fovechi turns to you and he says, "You could have it if you want. I'm asking 100 gold for it right now."
It's so tempting. Look at that cloth. Don't you just want to see what's underneath?
Well, okay, so the cloth is there because the object has an effect on you, and if you're not prepared, it will act on your mind, and you'll finish the puzzle and go inside. I don't know what is on the other side. The group that had it didn't know either, but well, I've kept it wrapped up like this, just as they have. I've had somebody come along, and I've identified it myself, so I know that it's authentic, but I can't say for sure, what is on the other side.
Ooh. What is a puzzle box?
The best way to explain it, Mackinac, it's like a key to another world.
Oh, like a portal. Let's buy it.
That's exactly, yes. Well, it's 100 gold if you'd like it.
Just think it could go anywhere.
It might
I
lead
don't-
us. If it's a portal, maybe that's where the frogs came from. We should
Sweating.
destroy it.
The unpredictability seems a little dangerous.
Yes, I have considered that, and, well, that's why I've kept it behind the case. I'm not going to sell it to anybody, but you seem capable.
How do you get out once you go in?
I'm not certain. I think it's a key either way, but it's been a while since I've read up on such things.
Well, I'm sold. I don't know about you guys.
Cast your votes now.
Portals are. Well, we saw when the frog came out of the other one. Maybe we should buy it and then destroy it.
2 votes.
I don't know if we should destroy it, but at the very least, some frogman won't get it and use it for evil.
Hmm.
Oh my god, the chat is arguing. BP will do it for free. Oh, good god. Well, what do you guys want to do? I would say it's 7:57.
no.
Table talk. We're about to end the session. This is your last decision before we go to break. Do you guys buy this or do you turn away from it?
Adamantly against it.
I look
That's
at Mackinac.
One for
and
no,
ask
one
him,
for yes. Lenry Mackinac.
Mackinac, what are the odds? Do the calculations. Is this a bad idea?
Let's.
Calculating.
Oh no! Oh no!
Fucking every roll.
Roll again?
Useless die.
I'm
for it.
I'm for it as well.
Oh no! Okay, minus 100 gold from your party funds, and one of you can add a puzzle box to your inventory. Who knows what's behind it, but we are going to end the session there.
God
Not
damn it. We could have spent that on darts, and we spent it on a puzzle box that'll kill all of us.
Okay, you can still buy the darts. No one's gone into the thing yet. So
I'm really curious what a Nat 1 puzzle box looks
I
like.
I am, and like I'm so
It's just
not.
dumped into a pit of lava, and it's like, bye bye. Thanks for playing.
It's a instant TPK. It's a TPK in a box. Well done, guys. Well done.
God, this fucking rolls that session. Oh my god.
Hey, you
We
guys,
rolled so many nat ones.
you accomplished a lot. You got into town. You caused a critical explosion. You killed a man today. You got your first.
Temporarily.
Literally the first time touching an airship, and it ends in a fiery explosion.
Yeah, now
Mackinar's
you guys
like,
work
this
for
door right
Turf.
here.
Turn it
Yep,
around.
that door right there.
Oh.
But you did some other stuff. You got a neat offer. You've actually set up a revenue stream, so when you guys are time-lapsing or doing other stuff, money may randomly show up. Fraildas is going to get money. Kip is going to be able to pay off his debt. A lot of cool stuff. You got offered a job with the Aurelian military. You turned it down, but interestingly enough, the captain likes you enough that he'll still put in a recommendation letter if one of you guys feels like going that way. So we'll see what you guys get up to next week. Players, very well done. Loved it. Audience, good to have you. Patrons, couldn't do it without you. We will see you tomorrow for some more D&D. Next week is the week off, so remember that. Anyway, adios.
What's in the box?
What's in the
What's in the
box?
box? What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Clearly what we need to do here is put a stipulation that whatever group goes for the jackknife gang also has to take the box with them.
Dear
Been
great souls,
observed.
please touch this.